Shut up and sit down.
There you go. We should, in theory, be live. Yes, we are, folks. Welcome to the Friday
Did you say
Frolic.
big, there you go?
I did, yeah. Well, yeah, you're done. Welcome to the Friday Frolic. Yeah, with me, Festa 67's workshop, and him, Fox, the guru.
Hello.
How you doing, mate? Don't forget, folks, if you would like to support this channel, you can head over to patreon.com/Festa67's workshop. Let's put the overlay on. There you go. It's on the screen now. Also, you can support this channel by clicking the join button. Get rid of the names below this or any of my other video content, and click the $sign to leave a super chat. All of that goes into a big pot and helps pay for all this wonderful streaming goodness. Also gives you all access to the Zoom 24/7 off-air hangout, where you can come and spend your time with myself and the rest of the gang. Also get you link to come in and join the Sunday show with the friends at the bench. Don't forget, folks, belly, bench and beverage. What is on the bench? What is in your bellies? What is your beverage of choice? Let's have a quick looky-loo at the chat, and then I'll ask his lordship how he's doing. Get your quote ready.
So ready.
Connie is in, saying hello, Colin, Fox, and friends. Hello, Connie. How you doing?
Hello, Connie.
The lovely Wendy Hickson with an H is in, just popped in to leave a thumbs up, wishing everyone a good stream. You Jugs, Colin Fox and everyone chat. Sorry I can't stay. I do hope to catch you all soon. Keep well. You take care, Wendy, love. Always lovely to see you. Wolf Richie is in, saying hi to everyone, as is the GNU.
Hey, Wolf.
PJ's in, says evening, Colin, Guffle, Chipper, and everyone in the chat. Hello,
Evening,
PJ.
Evening.
Everyone said hello to each other there. Jeff Light is in, says hi to Colin Fox and all in the chat. Hello, Jeff. Love to you.
Hello,
and
Jeff.
Maggie, mate. John Alec is in, says hope you're all well, Connie. Our very own Cole Sagan, I forgot his name then, is in. A Candygram for Mongo, saying I, Festa Fox, Connie Wolf, PJ Jeff, and John. Greetings to all. Ka-ching.
Science is much more than a body of knowledge. It is a way of thinking. The sword of science is double-edged.
There you go,
That
folks.
was two different quotes combined into one there for you.
PJ says live and AV is A-OK. Thank you very much.
Cool.
As does Jeff. Audio video is fine. Thank you for the feedback. PJ says I had the Candygram for Mongo. And Maggie and Jeff, as does John Alec. What else is going on? Connie says hi to Jeff, Candygram, and Maggie. So that's the chat up to date.
Yes, welcome all.
Next up is the hello Fox, me old chisel nut.
Hello,
old-
you tart. How are you doing?
Me old chilblain and all of that lot. How you doing?
I am not too bad, me old butt grape. How are you?
I'm fine, mate. How's my mum?
She's fine. She's being very lazy today.
Has she been messing you about again today? Is she?
She's having a lazy day today. Yeah, very
Good
lazy
girl.
day today.
Good girl.
I don't know.
Oh,
But no, we're all
yeah.
doing fine here. All fine and good. How
Oh,
are
happy
you?
days. I'm fine and
delightful
dandy,
evening?
mate. I'm fine and dandy, mate. Still having a few PC woes, but it's one of them. Since the last Windows update, my Logitech software seems to have been corrupted. So the drivers keep trying to reinstall, and it knocks out me keyboard and mouse, which is really getting a pain in the bum, especially when you do gallery shows and that, because you lose your mouse and keyboard midway through a stream. You're knackered. So
That's always handy, that.
I might go offline next week just to redo the whole install of Windows. I'll see whether redoing the Logitech software works tomorrow.
Yes.
But if it don't, I'm going to literally reformat the whole hard drive and reinstall the whole operating system, because
Take the blowtorch to the computer and see what happens.
yeah, you can't rely on it when it's doing that, especially
No.
when you've got gallery shows to do. So
You go all A-team on its ass.
Yeah, so ring the bell on the channel, folks, so that you do get alerts. But if you don't see a stream up, don't worry, don't stress. It's deliberate me doing the computer if I need to. So I'll put a thing up in the tab to let you know either way. But obviously, with recent events, I don't want people worrying that something has happened. That's all.
Yeah. Computer woes, I don't understand anything about computers.
Well, I've got to do its maintenance anyway soon, so I can always bring that forward and kill two birds with the one stone. But
yes,
to constantly keep having webcams, keyboard and mice drop out when you're live isn't great, is it? So
no.
So, yeah, I might have to resort to hardcore tactics.
No, not the hammer again, surely.
Jeff says, knowledge is good. Inscribed on the statue outside Faber University in Animal House. Absolutely. Double super secret probation. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say super secret squirrel then for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Classic film, that. Animal House.
I've not seen this film. Which film is this?
Animal House. Yeah. Classic cult frat movie from the early 80s. And,
I've not seen this movie.
Yeah, it is one of them. It was a cult movie. I said that right.
You did.
Yeah.
You're allowed to mock me for not having seen it, by the way.
No, that's all right. I don't need to mock you. I don't think it would be a film you would enjoy anyway. So, yeah.
The better man, huh?
But, yeah, it's one of them. It's, yeah. I think every fella of our age group saw that film. Not because it was a seaside postcard type film. It was just one of those mad anti-establishment type films of its time.
Yeah. I'm aware of it. I've just never actually seen it.
Yeah, National Lampoon. It's like, yeah.
Yes. So what are you doing tonight then, Twiglet?
Yeah, of course, I'd forgotten or neglected.
I haven't done that bit, have you?
No, sir, I got distracted. I bought an eBay kit. I know, facepalm, and I obviously read the description, so I knew what I was getting. And this was an Audi R8 from Revell, and it's a 2007 kit. And I got it for the princely sum of £5.
Yay!
Because it was one of those pre-started kits. I think its complete mantra was used, so I knew there would be something missing. And on this one, it was the tyres and the wheels. So
I think it's complete. You don't know what cars look like.
Exactly. So I may have 3D printed my own wheels anyway, because that's what I do. So I've got a nice set of Festa rims to go in there. Mm-hmm. And it's been kicking around in this man cave in its rather beaten up old flappy Revell box that every time you walk past the shelf, it kept falling open and the body shell would pop out. And
I hate side loaders.
Yeah, it did it once too often as the shell smacked me on the canister when I was setting up a 3D print. That the box may have been persuaded to come and live near the bin. And I thought, well, bin that is right next to me. I'm going to dig it out. How bad could it be, was my mantra.
Oh, yeah, that mantra. We all know that mantra.
Yeah, so the highly detailed engine in the description... As you can see, yeah.
Feel the quality. The quality.
Some painting has been begun to a professional standard.
Let me know when that bit's available on screen.
So it's professional standard is right behind you, Fox. So it is. Yeah, it's a labour of love. It's got the traditional Revell bowed floor, as you can see. It's like it's a bowed floor. So,
nice.
It's going to be one of them fun fits. So that'll get the air dryer treatment, that will, to soften that up, to try and get that to go. And I shall clamp that to my glass cutting mat, the God Hand one, because that'll pull that down then and straighten that out. So... That's what I'm up to. I'm faffing around with it. I'm going around getting rid of all the mould lines and shizzle. Yeah, I thought, well, I might as well build it. So that's what I'm up to, mate.
At the end of the day, it's a £5 on eBay. There is some merit and reward to doing these like half-built kits on eBay, because you can have some good fun at a budget price. Just fettle around with them.
And not only that, if it don't work out because it is that bad, you can just do it as a wrecker. So, there are...
Or just if it's really bad, just keep it as a test pig. But like I say, it costs you £5, so... Yeah,
it's a £5 at the end of the day for a kit that I don't know how much it would normally retail for, but...
Probably 25, 30 quid.
So, I do this every now and then. I'll buy I've done it before where I buy a job lot of part started Revell kits or something like that, and I just go, oh, it's only 20 quid. What it's a load of greebles, it's a load of this. There may be at least one kit that is reasonably proficient, and I go for it, and I enjoy doing that, to be honest with you. And I have over the years scored some pretty good bargains. So
yeah. Well, that was when I started that tabletop trauma centre for my Warhammer stuff, wasn't it? But I've only done one so far. So, yeah. But that was the idea of that. Just you pick some of these things up on eBay that are... A lot of people, just like with model kits, they might build a bit of it and prime it and then give up.
Absolutely. And of course, this week I started the 1/16 scale tank tracks as well. Look at them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at
size
that
of them.
Beautiful tracks. Yeah. So I've started them. So, that's on the go. And I've been filming them to add to the video build series, and then I shall be continuing that, not this Monday, because it's normal models, but the following Monday I shall be continuing that. Other than that, not really been doing a great deal, mate.
Well, nothing wrong with that. You can have quiet days.
Yeah.
When you just want to kick back and chill and not do anything.
Absolutely. Oh, we got a belly and bench. Jeff Light belly, he says earlier, was pasty and salad. Ooh.
Hang on, what kind of pasty? Cheese and onion?
It's going to be minced beef, minced and potato, isn't it? Bench is the Revell Dodge Viper. Nice kit. Beverage, Bacardi and chilled lemonade. Oh, nice.
Straight from the 1980s.
Yeah, if you've got an olive on a cocktail stick and your pinky finger raised, you have, haven't you?
Yeah, looking all civilised.
Absolutely. PJ is belly, chili, mega hot, with garlic bread. Bench is the 1/25th Revell Dodge Viper, SRT ACR. Beverage is the IPA, yes. They're doing a buddy build for the dearly departed Tracy, who sadly recently died, so yes. So, nice little posthumous build they're doing there. Space Rangers Recording Studio is in. He says, hello, Colin and Fox. Hello, mate.
Space Rangers.
How you doing? Lovely that you've popped in, mate. They said hello to Jeff, hello to Connie, who are also saying hello back. There you go. Have you a bit of that?
Everybody says hello.
We've got a nice bunch in our chat. They are all very, very, very nice people.
They're, for the most part, fairly civilised, aren't they?
I think they are, yeah.
Yeah.
We are blessed.
We didn't do bad with our little community.
I don't think so. I think we've got a lovely little community.
Well, apart from that one person.
Yeah. So what are you up to tonight anyway? I haven't asked you yet what you're up to.
I'm just carrying on with the Beyblade. Pretty much, Colin and I had a little hangout last night when I finished most of the chipping. Yeah. I'm just doing a little sponge chipping on the wheels now, because the wheels are going to be covered in mud, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to give a quick bit of sponge chipping on them, and that's all it's going to get. Yeah. And then tonight I think I'll just make a start painting all the little details, because I need to get this done anyway. So
I made a sacrifice to aid PJ. I did a hangout with him so that he could catch up on his chipping, PJ, because...
Yeah, now I can spend 18 weeks doing all the other stuff.
So... Yeah.
But, so it's just slowly working my way along. The difficulty is that, like, when I paint a Beyblade, it's like a 100-hour thing. So what
about a Beyblade? When you paint one of them, is it the same?
Well, same with one of them as well. Yeah. Did I say Beyblade as well again?
You did, yes.
I always say Beyblade. Yeah, it's normally like a 100-hour painting job for me. So when you do it on a live stream, you get like 2 or 4 hours a week. Yeah. It's going to be a while. So, yes, you have to accept it. It'll take a while with these things.
Yeah, for him, it's 100 hours because he's such a professional.
No, I just put a lot of effort and take my time, that's all. Yeah.
Unlike me, I'd put no effort in at all on mine and done it in, I know what he's saying, bastard.
No, yours looks mint.
No, it's sat there, parked up. I shall come back to it at some point and do the tracks.
Yes. Now, you know me, I go all crazy on the chipping and take forever to do stuff. So
yeah, I'm kind of distracted with the 1/16 at the moment, and it's like, yeah,
let's not mince words, Barry. Yeah, let's not mince words, Barry. You were sat there working on it, and all you could over this big 16 scale tank going, build me, and you're like, I can't resist that siren call.
Absolutely. Space Rangers Recording Studio says, what's that car? It's an Audi R8, mate. It's an eBay rescue, mate. It's one of those £5 bought on eBay, part built kits that I decided to rescue from its existence.
Or lack of existence.
Yeah.
I often get the impression that those kind of kits, it's like somebody buys one for their dad for Father's Day or for the dad's birthday or something, because their dad used to make kits 30 years ago as a kid.
Yeah.
And dad goes, oh, bugger this, I haven't got that. No. And they realise they never actually enjoyed, or they haven't got the desire to do it. And they just, it never gets finished.
Oh,
or somebody buys it for their kid and the kid doesn't seem that interested and it gets ignored.
Exactly. So for the princely sum of a £5, I got the Revell Audi R8, mate.
Yeah. Bonus. Nothing wrong with eBay rescues.
Sometimes they can be fun. Don't get me wrong, you know, I've done it before where I've got one and I've opened the box and gone, oh my God, what did I do?
Oh, yeah.
But I still do them. I still build them. It's one of those, when you've had a run of easy shake and bake builds, every now and then I like to do something that is going to test me.
Give you a bit of a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give you a bit of a tug.
Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, it's always something Revell. Because, you know, Revell, Airfix, that sort of thing. Just to bring back some of them skills. It stops you getting a little bit complacent, doesn't it? You know?
Yeah. I mean, I had great fun doing that Lehman Russ of mine, and it literally was just a strip and a repaint, but
yeah,
you know, it was quite a vintage kit, and it was good fun to repaint it and to try and repaint it, like not just repaint it however I normally would, but to try and repaint it as the original artist tried to paint it, but like not like a 5-year-old. So to go off their colour schemes and their patterns, but to like just use those. So I'm going to paint it the same way, but using my abilities and not whoever painted it. And that's more fun because then you're stuck to a colour scheme then, whatever they used.
Yeah.
Interesting it was. It was good fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. There you go. Good pimpage of your Lehman Russ tabletop trauma build, Fox.
Well, I wasn't intending to do that, but...
Hey, you know, I just thought, well, yeah, jump in and get a bit of pimpage done, my friend.
Why not?
Why not, indeed?
But it can be good fun. Especially if you just want to, like, break into something new, like you've never done, say... I don't know, an armour build or a plate or something like that, and you want to just think, I might not enjoy this kind of model kit, but it's a good way to just say, well, I'll get a half-built one off eBay for a £5 like you have.
Yeah.
Give it a try. If I don't like it, then I know I don't need to go out and buy an expensive kit.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like my little pup shelf. You know, it's all the scabby kits that everyone says are an absolute dog's breath to build. And when I've had a good run, I just grab one of them. It's like, yeah, let's now bring myself back down to reality. And I don't mind that. I really don't. So
sometimes you just need to go through the hard things just to feel a bit alive.
Yeah. Stops you getting up yourself, doesn't it? Oh, yes, I am the best ever modeler. It's like, no, you're not.
Stops you getting complacent.
Yeah, go and build one of them. We'll see how good you are. Yeah.
And it's a risk-free thing, because like you say, you spend minimal pennies on these things, so it's not like you made a big investment.
That to me, there's 2 pots of Tamiya glue paint in it. You know what I mean? Minimal price. So it's worth doing, folks. It's worth doing. Grab yourself some cheap eBay bargains, because at the end of the day, you can always just bung it in Dettol. Strip it down and start again. So, you know, it's like this. This has been glued together with, I think, a paint roller and Evo stick. I would hazard a guess that they've used Contact a Professional or snot glue.
Yeah, possibly.
You know, but once you've sanded it all and started to bring it back and get rid of seams, it's actually, you know, becoming quite a decent little kit. So,
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if they've only built bits of it, then they've not done that much damage to it. They just, you've got to clean up their construction. And
yeah, exactly. You know, there are some dinks and scratches on the bodywork, that sort of thing, but again, I think they've gone over it with the wife's emery board in a few places, and there is probably going to be a couple of coats of surface to go down on it, and then I can start moving the body right down. So, yeah,
I mean, if they've like glued the windscreen in with like all the glue in the world and it's completely knackered, then you know you're not going to recover that very nicely.
Luckily for me, all the glass work is still in its original bag, untouched.
Good lad.
So,
nice one.
I'm pretty lucky there.
Yeah, thank the maker.
Yeah, the tub's been partly assembled. So, yeah, I can just put a bit of extra fin in a few places and pop the sides off so that I can paint everything away from it and then reassemble it. So it's not bad. I've seen worse. So
yeah, it's like the Wise Bomb Dakar jet I've got. It's just basically been assembled. It's not had any of the extras put on it.
Yeah.
But thankfully they did such a poor job of gluing the bombs onto the wings that I could just pop them off. Yeah. That was handy. But they seem to have, I don't know what they've done with the cockpit canopy, but it's like stuck on there and there's a mound of something under the paint, under the primer. So I think the canopy might be a write-off anyway because they painted over it. But it's like there's a mound of something like filler, or it could just be a big blob of glue or super. I don't know what they've used to build it. So
a bit bish.
Yeah, so that might be a write-off. I might have to do some funkiness with the windscreen. But
well, why don't you cut the glass out and then cut little squares of acetate so you keep the frame, little bits of acetate in, and then you can build your own canopy then. So,
well, that's possibly one of the ideas. I've not stripped it down yet, so I don't know. I don't know what kind of heretical behaviour has gone on under the primer. But it'll either be that or just prise it off completely and stick a spare canopy on it, or...
I will prise it off and see. That means, I'm not doing that.
No, I will be. I'll be taking it off because I say I need to get that big blob of whatever the hell it is in the front of the canopy off. So I have to hope they put the cockpit in. I think I've got a spare one. If they haven't.
I've got a spare.
Yeah, and if they haven't, but I've got the spare full canopy.
Actually, I think I have got a spare cockpit and canopy.
All right. Well, I think I've got a spare canopy or bits of spare canopies.
Yeah. I'm sure I've got a sprue with complete canopies, because if you remember, when I did one of mine, I didn't bother with any canopies because I built a little halo loop, didn't I, on it? So,
you did. Well, I'll see what's in there anyway first.
Yeah, if you're stuck, hit me up and let me know, and I'll raid the Greebles box for you. Because
I shall do, thank you. I mean, it might just be that if I've got a full complete canopy, and it's just complete write-off, I'll just stick a canopy on there and paint the canopy, or clean up the canopy that comes with it, if I can get the stuff off it, and just paint it rather than have to play canopy. Sounds like they've tried to put a bit of nose weight in it, and it's like, why would you want to do that? Well, they literally built it and primed it, so I suspect it's like it seems to be one of those. They needed it for it was built by a Warhammer store or something, or a game store, and they needed stuff to have on the tabletop for people to play with, and then just primed it, and that's it. Yeah, 2-foot window test, isn't it? Yeah. Oh dear. So it's literally, they just primed it as Andrew Dust, completely, everything, windows included. It's like, really? Oh well. So that would be interesting. But I kind of made myself the rule that I will try, and when I do paint these things, I'll try and stick to whatever paint colour scheme the original artist envisaged. But this is just primed as Andrew Dust, so it's like, I guess I'm painting it yellow then, or like sand colour, because there's not a lot for me to work off at that one, really. It'll be desert camouflage aircraft for no reason at all. Can't wait though. It'd be good fun to paint. Oh yeah, it's always good fun to do these things. Oh, yeah. These little trauma builds. Mm-hmm. Let's have a look. Haunted Halloween Railway is in.
Hello.
And Stefan Last is in. Says good evening, Colin, Fox and people in chat.
Hello, Stefan. Nice to see you in, mate.
Jeff asks Haunted how he is, and Haunted says, I'm great. Had a shock about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, right. What was that? Tell us.
Don't know. That's all he said. And Muse is in. Hey, Muse, big hugs to you.
Q self.
I thought I'd better let you know. You just carry on working there, Colin, and don't go anywhere near your copy and paste at all, because I won't let her know that you're doing that. I'll make out like you're still working. Shh.
No, I don't copy and paste.
Oh, you type it from scratch, do you?
I type it from scratch because Marcy's worth it.
Ah, good girl.
Oh, that wasn't patronising at all, was it? Right, there you go. So, yeah, that's the dashboard removed. I'm at happier now.
Mm.
Looks reasonably easy to disassemble.
No disassemble. You knew I was going to do that.
Yeah, all I'm doing is I'm just popping extra thin in places where glue is, and it just pops it straight back off. So
I never thought of doing that, using glue to unglue things.
Yeah,
very clever idea. I mean, when you think about it, it's logical because you're just melting the plastic. So, but it's like it's one of those things that's so logical when you think about it that you never think of it.
Yeah. Well, this is it. It just softens it right up, and then, like I say, with a little bit of judicious leverage, it lets you pop it back off. He says optimistically, hoping that comes off. Let's get the middle bit out first. So there you go. It's coming now. And then it's just a matter of persuading it, just like that. There you go.
I mean, for someone like me who's got no... That's really cool, actually. For someone like me who has no, like, craftiness like that and buildy skills, it's like, just terrifying nonsense, that.
Yeah, no, once you get a lever on it, you can then just lift it with your thumb under tension, then just dab around where you think the glue's been applied, and it'll just pop straight out. Oh, yeah.
Even if it's been glued with, like, a welding cement, like extra thin or something?
Yeah, this has got extra thin on it. Yeah, it'll still debond it.
Cool.
I'm sure you can still get debonders, if I remember rightly. I don't know whether that's still a thing, debonding.
Oh, I mean, you can for CA glues, but I don't know if you probably can, I guess.
I mean, CA glue, just a bit of acetate will do it. So, or acetone, even.
Do you know, I'm not a big fan of painting like machine guns and things silver.
Oh, right, yeah.
But, so like, you know, I'm going to do like a gunmetal effect on the big heavy stubber on the turret. But when it comes to Warhammer, on things like bolters and the big cannons and last cannons, it kind of doesn't look right if they're not.
Yeah, don't look the same, does it?
No, it's just that it's one of the little signatures of Warhammer is that the guns are silvery. It's like, if I must. Right, so...
Yeah, it is one of them, isn't it?
Dry for a minute. It just kind of makes sense if it's that colour. I don't know, it just seems to be the right thing to do. If this was a real tank, of course, it wouldn't be. They'd all be good metal, but...
Let's give that a
Where's my lead belcher?
Persuasionary scrape on that one, because that is pretty firm in there. Let's add a couple of doses.
Persuasionary scrape, I like that.
I think this has been super glued on this side.
It could make things a little easier, couldn't it?
Yeah, it does look like CA glue in there. So.
Yeah. I didn't know until recently you can freeze things that have been super glued to break the bond. To get them to come apart. I didn't know that. Like you've got an old resin model, just stick it in the freezer for a few hours.
Oh, yeah. Works a treat.
I was like, yeah. I thought that's really clever.
Amazing what you can do with a freezer.
Yep.
Back in the day, if anyone bought a car in and they had forgot their key code for the Ford radios, you used to just take it out, put it in the freezer.
Cool.
bung it back in the car in the following moulding, and it would just reset the key code.
I'll remember that next time I forget my key code. I've got my key code written down somewhere.
Yeah, it's like, somewhere. Yeah. So, the things we used to know.
Although my car stereo is beyond repair now. It's like it won't even play CDs anymore. That's how
really? It's proper clagged.
Well, it works. It won't play the CD. So it's like it's clearly the optics have gone. So I need to. It's 22 years old. So I need to.
Oh, blimey! Yeah, it's had a good innings.
21 years old. Yeah. So I need to get a new car stereo at some point.
Will the car take having a new car stereo?
Yes, they can play the MP3s like the cool kids have nowadays.
Yeah, because it'll be a modern stereo, won't it? Now, could the car handle that?
I'll have to get all my car LPs and like transfer them all to my thumbstick or something.
Yeah. Yeah, mine had a double-din sat-nav in it. My Monza. Yeah. It was only because Helen's map reading was notoriously bad. And then they go and replace a sat-nav with the voice of a woman. It's like, yeah, that's blokey torture, that is, isn't it?
Mine shouts at me.
Does it?
It doesn't do nice talking, it does shouting loudly.
Yeah, why are you driving like Miss Daisy? That's what it says, isn't it?
The funny thing is you can set it so it either just says turn left on the next road, or actually you can set it so it reads the road names.
Yeah.
But unfortunately it can't pronounce any road names.
Yeah.
Because it just can't.
Yeah.
So it just becomes pointless having it actually pronounce the road names because it just can't read anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, nice. Haunted Halloween says he's now 108 YouTube subs. Good man. Well done.
Nice.
Well done. See? There you go. Yeah. You can get your own URL now.
Yeah.
Personalise your channel a bit. Good luck to you, mate. I'm pleased for you. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't think it would happen until after Christmas. Sometimes you just get a little run on subscribers, mate. So, yeah, take it.
Yeah.
Have at it.
All good things, as they say.
Yeah. Just don't obsess over subs. They'll come through organic growth.
Just have fun making the content.
Because at the end of the day, subscribers is just a number. That's all it is.
And the thing is, you can tell a mile away the people who do content just to get more subscribers because it just feels like it's content to get subscribers. If you just make the content you want to make, let everything grow organically, and it'll show in the quality of your work.
Here you go. It's coming. Hey! So we got there in the end.
Yay.
There you go.
Cajiggling your bits, as it were.
Yeah. Took a little bit more persuasion, that one, but it's off. And then I can let all the glue dry, and then I can go round and re-sand all of them edges and make that super sexy.
Gentlemen, sand your edges. Whoa.
Absolutely. So that's that debonded. I'm happy because they had more gaps in it than Shane McGowan's teeth, mate.
I could hear you trying to think of a simile then.
Yeah, I was, because I needed to think of a clean one. Because
you kind of started the sentence, your brain went, hang on, we haven't prepared this one. Oh, crap.
Yeah, here's one I didn't think of earlier. Yeah. Right, apparently there's a little centre console that goes in there. Yeah, so we'll paint that separately. Paint that separately. Paint that separately.
Separatement.
Yeah, we got that. That can be smooth.
Casing and what's good, I'm not quite sure here.
Yeah, they'll be separate. So it's pretty much get all the small bits off, get everything on sticks. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do.
That's what I do, Cole.
Yeah. So how many of them have I actually got filled up? I have got a spare. Perfect. I'm happier now.
Yes, me and Colin were hanging out last night, and Colin was building his tank tracks.
Oh, yes.
And you were quite enjoying it, weren't you? You were having a whale of a time with them tank tracks.
Absolutely. It's funny. I do find repetitive things like that. As long as I've got either a bit of music going or just yattering with someone, I can sit all day long, you know.
Yeah.
And
as long as he's got excellent company, is what you meant to say.
no, I didn't.
As long as he's got witty and charming company, then he's fine.
Yeah, if I could have found that, I would have gone in the Zoom. But unfortunately, I had to put up with him.
Do you know?
You're not going to get no praise out of me, so don't even sit there
Do you know?
trying to get it, because it's not going to happen, mate.
I don't ask for much in this life, you know. Just, you know.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm sorry, but me and Mum have had a chat, and she's like, yeah, don't give him any praise because he won't get his head out the lounge door.
Is that cow bag again? Tell him, get him out of...
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be having words with her.
He says to her last night, if you're a good girl, he says, when you come back, he says, you can say hello to Festa. And she went, hello, Festa. It's like, good girl.
Yeah.
She's not daft. She's like, yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to convince her to carry out some routine tasks that she should do every day, and she doesn't always do, and I have to tell her off sometimes. If you do this, then when you go past the microphone, you can say hello to Festa. Hello, Festa, she shouts. I'm like,
yeah, she just got it done and dusted. It's like, yeah, I like your thinking there, Mum.
That's not the terms of the deal, woman.
But she did it with a giggle, which made it even funnier. It's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She knew.
Oh, she knows. She's a terror.
So, yeah, she plays you up.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's mightily funny when she does it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was a need to get him at the bench to do some more chipping on his Bane blade. And, yeah.
Bane blade.
So that's what we did, didn't we? We got you back at the bench, because why not, indeed?
I saw straight through your shenanigans to get me at the bench.
Someone had to do it.
I knew for 1 minute it wasn't let's hang out with my friend. It was
let's
just get his arse at the bench and get him doing some work.
Put your bloody arse in gear, you lazy bleeder.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you go giving me your CBA moments. It's like, yeah, you're gonna do this evening, or else I'm telling your mum. Yeah, he was. Well, you didn't need too much press ganging. I'll give you that.
No, mild amount.
He was like, yeah, if you hadn't have busted me chops, I wouldn't have been at the bench tonight. So, you know, he spent, 3-4 hours doing your chipping last night, and it broke the back of it, didn't it? So,
we started about 11 and it was about 4 when we finished.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah. Got pretty much all of it done now.
Method to my madness, see? This was the PJ prevention episode, this was. Yeah. This was my way of saving you another 4 hours chipping, mate. So you can...
now you can have 12 hours of me painting tiny bits. Yeah,
you can thank your Uncle Festa. De-glue.
You have to get used to me spending hours and hours chipping, because I do chipping and I do it slowly. Yeah. It is the Foxx way.
Absolutely. But yeah. Hopefully my next Wednesday project should arrive this week.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't checked today's emails yet, so I don't know whether it's been dispatched yet. We'll see.
What you working on there?
I'm just sanding the internal part of the door frame where it's had the glue debonded.
Ah, good.
To make it nice and presentable.
No. Nice and not covered in schmutz.
Yeah, it'll make the panel a better fit for a start, because it was a bit Brahms and Liszt, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Apologies, I'm not talking too much because I'm trying to paint tiny fiddly bits.
Dude, you don't ever have to apologise for not talking too much, mate. Just saying.
Fox, you never have to apologise for shutting up.
Yeah. Space Rangers says, that's what I do for fun for my music. If people like it or not, I do it just for fun. Happy days, yes.
Yep.
Absolutely. It's all about having fun. This channel was set up as a legacy for me kids and that for when I'm not around. And yeah, it's kind of grown into its own little thing now, and it's totally taken me by surprise, if I'm honest, because those that know me well know that I'm very self-deprecating, which drives them all bloody mad. I know it does. But I just didn't think people would want to watch what I do and all of that. So it's been very humbling, but also it's been a lovely experience getting to know all you wonderful folks in the chat. So it's grown into its own little community within the community, and I like that. I'm proud of that.
Yeah, there was a reasonable amount of beating him into submission to actually do it, because he was like, no, people don't want to watch my stuff. Shut up.
The whole Zoom 24/7 hangout thing, that was to give something back, because, you're all good enough to support me and help me out. The least I could do was try and give you something back. And that's when the Zoom idea crept into one's head. So, yeah. And people seem to enjoy it. They seem to enjoy coming in and listening to our inane drivel and just goofing around with us. Anyone who hasn't watched... Yeah, go on.
You know why they like our inane drivel? It's because inane drivel is the best kind of drivel there is.
Yeah. Anyone wondering what a Zoom hangout's like, has only got to watch last Sunday's live stream on my channel, and they'll see, that we are a little bit mad when we all get together.
Zoom channels was that with more swearing, isn't it, really?
Pretty much, yeah. So, yeah, I'm proud of it, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. So, Space Ranger says, I like to see the outcome of the builds you do. Oh, thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, I have a strange way of building, really. I have an idea in my head, and it straight away it flashes up the whole finished build, and then I now sit there and go, right, I have had this idea, I've now got to make this look like my idea. It's like the Bluey car. As soon as I saw the image, I knew exactly what I wanted it to look like, and then it was getting the physical car to resemble it. I used to have this with Bill and Baldrick when I had my trike business. I would see a build in my head and I would draw it in midair with my finger. And I could see it, but then I had to translate to them the pipe cuts, the pipe bends and that, because obviously they couldn't see my idea, and then I had to learn to put my ideas down on paper and in CAD software so that they could see what I was thinking. So that's why I learned Adobe, because if something had happened to me, they would never have known what was in my head that I wanted to build. So, and then obviously it's the same with my kits. The Bluey car, Fox sent me a picture of it, and straight away I saw the roof chop, the big wheels, and I'm like, how the hell am I going to make that into that? And that's the challenge for me. That's what stimulates me.
Basically, you just have this natural ability to go all A-team on things.
Yeah.
In your brain.
Yeah, as the Americans would say, you MacGyvered it, I suppose. But yeah, and it's just always been my thing. My wife always said that I should have gone on Scrap Heap Challenge. But, yeah, it's just one of them. But it works for me. I've always said I don't pretend to be the best model builder in the world. There's people out there that do their genres in a different way. But I'll have a good go at what I'm building, and I'll have fun doing it. And for me, that works.
Yep. That's all that matters, is that you're having fun.
Yeah.
That's why, it's one of those things that seems to get forgotten about model building, is that with any form of art, whether it's painting, drawing, sculpting, music, dance, writing, it could be any form of art, creative art, there are a billion different styles.
Yes.
Just look at the world of painting as an example, the different sort of art styles, from cubists, vorticists, impressionists, all these kind of different stuff. And it's like, nobody questions that.
No.
But when it comes to model making, suddenly it's like, there aren't styles. You can't have styles.
Yeah,
You've got to do it a certain way. And it's like, no, if somebody does a paint job and it's not like a photorealistic paint job, then it could be just their style. Everyone's
an expert, aren't they? That's sometimes
it's like nobody seems to understand that there's nothing wrong with somebody painting something. Somebody might have... I've seen people who do like painting in these real big brush strokes. It's all blocky and chunky and it looks like they've painted it with half a potato, but it actually kind of works in a pleasing way. Yeah. And it's just their style. And it's like, you know what? There is room for style in model making.
Yeah. Haunted Halloween says, see you later. I'm off to watch Pete Waterman. Yeah, he does the model railways, doesn't he? Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So, no worries, mate. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. So people do seem to forget that there is room in model making. I know you might be making a model of a real thing that actually exists in the real world, like, you know, a tank or a car or a plane or something. But in the same way that I could paint a painting of a car in a million different styles, equally validly, there's no reason why I can't paint a model of a car in a completely radically weird style that nobody's ever seen. Like people that, the guy that paints gets cars and he paints them in a kind of manga style with the speed lines and everything. So he takes a photograph and it looks like an animation cell.
Yeah.
It's still a model car. It's still painted. It's still valid.
Oh, yeah.
So people seem to forget that you know, there's room for expression and individualism in model painting. It's not, if you're painting, you know, a Sherman tank, you don't have to paint it to look exactly realistically like a Sherman tank. You can paint however you want. It's not the end of the world.
Your model, you build it how you want, and that's my mantra.
Yeah.
You know, I've had people, oh, you can't do that. Can't believe you got the saw out and done that. Well, at the end of the day, it's what I wanted to do. Yeah. I did it on the 1/72nd scale Concorde that Revell done. I looked at it. I looked at the photograph that I had downloaded because I wanted to do a bit of detail on it. And I noticed that the front wheel assembly and hatches were on the Revell kit about 2 inches further forward than what they would be in real life. So I just cut the front off of it, rebuilt all the front, moved the wheel back, glued it back together, and I didn't think nothing of it because for me it was wrong. But luckily I filmed it and I put the video out. And the amount of people that got in touch, and I can't believe that you got a brand new kit and cut the front off of it. But having seen the photograph you showed and what Revell had moulded, we get why you did it, because it was so blatantly in the wrong place.
Yeah, and you have to give Revell awards for that. Only they can take it, can design a model of a real object and still get it wrong.
Yeah.
Even though they've had access to the real thing.
Exactly,
really?
And it was like, well, it just didn't look right to me. And because I was building it as a gear down coming into land, it was blatantly obvious that it was in the wrong place. And people were like, weren't you worried about cutting the front off? And I said, well, at the end of the day, it's styrene. So if you get it wrong, just glue it back together.
And if you really mess it up, if you really make a mess of it, then it's 20 or 30 quid. I mean, okay, some people that's a lot of money. I'm not saying it's not. Yeah. But it's not like you've just spent £1,000 on something. Yeah. If it goes horribly wrong and you ruin it completely, you've learned your mistake and you've not lost a fortune.
It's like when I did the London bus, I lit it all up, all the signs and all of that lot. So I spent a lot of time cutting the kit apart, the whole cockpit. Every bus I ever went on and saw used to always have the driver with the door slid forward so that they could cool down. Revell, for some reason, cast it shut. Now, there's not many Revell London Route Master buses that I saw as a kid that had the door closed.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't know that. You see, if they just take it, if they just go and look at one.
Yeah, I just literally spent ages cutting it all out. Then I had to do the same on the inside. Then I had to build a runner for the door to slide in and all of that lot. So the first few episodes of me cutting apart this brand new, beautifully moulded Revell kit. And then people were like, oh, I can't believe it. You're never going to get that back together. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting there with a sliding door, you know, the kit's finished. And they're like, if we hadn't have seen that, we'd never have believed it, because it doesn't look like you've actually done any modifications. I said, that's the secret. You've got to come out of the build in such a way that it looks like that's how the kit was delivered.
And that's an interesting thing, just with that kit specifically, is a good example of where some manufacturers do really well and some fall short. Is that, where in this case, Revell obviously had access to the real thing. Because, they're not like you can't get access to them. They're still around and working in places. Revell actually went and looked at a Roadmaster bus and took all the measurements and took lots of photographs and reference images. But what they didn't actually do was see one being used.
Yeah, if they'd seen one being used, they'd have noticed the first thing the driver does is slide the door forward.
Slide the door open. Yeah.
And leave it open. The only time it's ever shut, and again, it's never fully shut, is if there's snow and rain, they would pull it so there was about 1 inch, 2 inches gap.
Yeah.
And the only reason they did it is because the windows used to fog up because the heaters in them were absolute bish.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's funny, if you haven't seen that film video, go and watch it. But I'm going to be doing another one for E-Models soon, so it's going to be revisited. And obviously, it's better lit than the original one because my studio wasn't as big or as well lit back then. So,
and there's things you've learned since you did that bus that you'll be applying to this one that you didn't know then.
It's one of those that, for those that are interested, I will do the same style thing I did before, lighting it all up and cutting the kit apart so that all of this fits. So if you've not done that sort of thing, come and watch it because I think you'll be in for a treat.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing with me is, I don't tend to do that cutting and hacking around because I just know I've not got those kind of practical skills anyway. I'm not that good at it. But I've started doing it a little bit.
Yeah.
But whenever I have done anything like that to a model kit, my worry hasn't been, oh my lord, I'm cutting into this expensive model kit and I'm going to be wasting money if I mess it up. That's the Thursday thing. From the most prescient thing in my mind is, oh my lord, I'm cutting this kit around. I've already spent 30 hours building it and doing these various bits and bobs, and if I mess this up, that's a lot of my effort down the drain wasted.
Yeah.
It's more just wasting my own time if I mess it up than wasting a model kit. Because at the end of the day, it's just a plastic model kit. It's not like you're taking a blowtorch to your actual car.
Yeah. I mean, with the bus, I basically cut all the body panels off the sprues and used a bit of PVA and bonded it together and looked at it. And then I had the cab as well. And I'm like, I know I've got to cut the grille out. I know I've got to drill the lights out for wiring. And then I had to look at it and through the instructions and map out how I was going to modify pieces so that I could lose the wiring run within the model.
Yeah, and hide it into places.
Various amounts of sketching on the instructions and notes in the notepad so that when I come to build it, I had already done the modifications. There weren't even a bit of primer on the kit. It was all cut, ready to go before anything had been glued together. So that way, if you make a mistake, you're not wrecking your paint job. You're not wrecking anything you've built because none of it's glued together yet.
Yeah.
So for me, it worked. And that's how I kind of do it. Now, there's multiple ways that you can do it to achieve the same result.
I think you have the advantage just from your work, the work you've done in the past on motorbikes and stuff. Yeah. Just from your past experience, that you're quite happy to take a dangerously sharp and destructive tool to a model kit. You'll be like, I'll just cut that out. For someone like me who's never done that, to me, it's like a whole new unexplored country, and it's like it can be a little nerve-wracking because I've not got the experience of chopping and changing. It can be quite fun.
Prime example I used to get someone, they had been out and bought the engine and a frame because they wanted to do, I don't know, like a chopper or something like that. And then they've changed their mind and gone, actually, I want to do a trike. So I would have their frame and their engine sat there. And it's a brand new frame in the bubble wrap. And I'm like, I want the engine mount and the backbone. I don't want anything else. You would cut it and you would have literally a third of the frame on the floor, and their brand new frame is just going to the skip.
Yeah.
And then I would put the engine on that, sit it on a couple of bricks, and then I'd pull up an office chair and say, sit down. So they would sit and they go, right, you find a comfortable position that you want to ride in. And then that's it. I'd start imagining in 3D space the shape of the frame and that. And that's how I would do it. And then off I'd go. And they would have pretty much a bespoke build at the end of it.
Yeah, I think just your experience in that and understanding that language and stuff like I say, it just means that you've got 100% confidence when you pick up a saw in your model kit. You're like, Whereas
this is it.
It's all new. I don't have that kind of muscle memory of the activity, so it's all a bit more challenging for chuds like me who don't know all that.
I see a model kit as a scaled down version of that, and that's how I tend to treat it, as if it's a real life product.
Well, I mean, to me, I mean, I might look at the model kit and go, God, that looks so challenging doing this and that, and you're like, I don't have to weld it, I don't have to rivet it, I don't have to use a TIG welder. Yeah, so you're like, it's like stuff I've done before, but a heck of a lot easier because there's no riveting. Yeah. To you, it's baby's first cut and shut.
Absolutely.
To me, it's like I'm building a space shuttle from scratch, or something.
Yeah. Jeff Light says that bus was awesome, Cole. Yeah, I did a taxi for it as well, Jeff, and they're both lit. And so it's one of them. When E-Models have inquired whether I'd do a one, so I'm going to do them one. So in a way, it's getting me to go back and revisit something I built a decade ago. And, LEDs and that, everything that I did back then has massively changed in the time since I built it. So,
you've learned new skills since then. Yeah,
I can do another variant of it. And, so join me on the journey, folks. Edward Leonard is in. Squishy alert, squishy alert. There you go.
I've got a paintbrush in my hand, so it's not great.
Everyone saying hello to Edward. Yeah, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you in, Edward. So, I'm looking forward to doing it because it lets me revisit something. I mean, I vowed never to build another bus because I had done 3 as commissions as well, and I was kind of getting Red Route Master bust out, to be honest with you. So I stopped.
So you didn't want to do the part work then?
No, I didn't do the part work. Yeah,
didn't fancy that.
So Jeff's put in a $5 super chat. How awesome would it be to have a custom trike made by Festa, just like being measured for a custom tailored suit? Pretty much, Jeff. Yeah.
I think I'm about to get the ping in a minute.
But, it was one of those. I enjoyed what I did, but I stopped when my MS really started to kick in because I just had this fear that if I had been twitching and shaking, I used to get engineers' reports done on all my frames to make sure that they was correct and would get the welds ultrasonically tested and things like that, just to make sure it was all structurally sound, just for my own personal thing. But I had this inane fear as I started to struggle doing them sort of jobs. The work was beginning to suffer. And the minute I felt that the quality of the work would start to reduce, I just walked away from it. And my cousin was doing bikes in London, and I just said, look, there's the gear, you have it. And that was it. I stopped because when you create something like that, you want it to be right. You want it to be as perfect as you can get it. And the minute I thought that the quality would diminish, I just knew that I had to stop.
Yeah. I shall be back.
No worries. Thank you for that, Jeff. Bless you, mate. Means a hell of a lot. Yes, I agree with that, Jeff. He says, awesome work, Edward, on your perfect grade Millennium Falcon. Yes. Jeff Light says, I forgot about the taxi. Equally awesome as the Dio. Yeah, the secret of that taxi is I'm driving it and my wife is the passenger because we got ourselves scanned. So, yeah, that was the little egg of the taxi was that, it's me driving it. So call it vanity, call it what you like, but I just thought it made it unique. And it's probably the one build when people walk into this man cave that people migrate straight to that and the Cat and the Barry Sheen build because they're all in the same shelf. And then that's it. It's like, looks really, and then I'm like, do you want to see it working? And they're like, what's it do? And that's it. Then they then get to see it lit up, the audio played and all of that lot. And it just creates this little bit of interest, doesn't it? So I'm looking forward to doing an E-Models one. I'm going to put some eggs in it because why not? That's what I do. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it, to be honest with you. So I have a feeling that it's going to end up in Pete's cabinet at his house. I just got that feeling. To be honest with you, I'll be quite proud of that because, you know, the owner of E-Models having one of my builds in their home. Oh, what? You know, what pride. Come on, you know, it's, yeah. I'll be immensely proud of that. But yeah, I've just got this feeling he's going to kidnap it. I hope he likes it anyway. I've got the image of it in my head. I've been going back through all my old archives because I keep everything from my builds, all my raw footage, artwork, anything like that, and I keep it all on my server. And I found the original set of folders that I had for the London bus that I built for my channel all them years ago. And in there was all the templates for the software, the decals that I had done. So it saved me a hell of a lot of time redoing it all. But it was interesting, all the little notepad notes and things and sticky notes that I had in the folder to do with the build as little reminders to myself. And yeah, and it works for me because it's like a build diary, a build plan. I think PJ's the same as me. He'll note things down either on the notepad, piece of paper, or on the instructions, and it just gives you a plan to execute the build, and it works for me. But when I do the E-Models build, I'll go through all of that. I'll show you on screen how I do the decals, how I lay them out, how I get them to print out to scale, and all of that. So probably sit there and do a time-lapse build of me doing the circuit, the little lighted circuit I use, and how I get that to operate, because I have it where each side of the car you have a tiny little switch that will put the indicator on for that side. Then you can put the indicator on for the other side, and then if you flick them both on, you get the full-blown hazard lights, you get the headlights, you get the brake lights. It all works. So I'll go through all of that, how I create it, how I wire it, solder it, and if that's something that interests you, then, you know, that'll be an episode on its own, the lighting. Boom. And you can sit and watch it. Jeff says, speaking of servers and such hardware, the new Raspberry Pi modules will be available. Have you seen the videos yet, Jeff? He said, I'm going to try and get one the day they are available here. Yes. Absolutely. Stefan says, I can see it now, E-Models getting their bus back covered in boomstick turrets and spiky bits. Absolutely. PJ says, I agree. Planning is a little time spent, saving a lot of time. Absolutely, PJ. I forget things. I'm known for my Post-it notes everywhere. My short-term memory is bish. So I do note everything down. I make copious notes. I add little annotations in the instructions and little sketches, little dotted lines where a wiring run's going to run. So I know when I pick that piece up, I've got a wire to go through there. So I examine it and I'm like, right, let's dry fit it and see how much room I've got for the wires. And then I can plan it. My London bus, it had someone stood at the front and next to him was a box leaning up against the wall. It had a bit of string on it, you know, and it was like they had just bought it from a shop. But the only reason that was there is because the front bulb that lit up the sign, the legs of the LED protruded into the passenger area of the bus. And it was, what's the best way of concealing him? So I just built a fake little parcel leant against the wall with two people stood by it. So it enabled me to bring them through, fit the resistor, send the wires down the front bulkhead, and then underneath the seats in the aircon, you know, in the air vents. So that's what it was there for. People go, look at that, he's even put a little parcel in there. It's like, yeah, that's disguising an LED. That is. And that's all you got to do. And then you need to build your way out of that. It's a bit like if someone was to hack a computer, they spend more time coming out of the system because they're trying to sweep up where they've been so that no one knows they've been there. And that's the same with the build. You chop it, you put your wires in, You build whatever you need to do to disguise it, and then you close everything up so that when you look at it, no one can, it just doesn't look like you've been in and done anything. That, for me, is the thing I enjoy about it. Sorry to ramble there, folks, but that's just my thought process. It works for me. So, yeah, give it a go. And I think people will enjoy it. It's one of them builds that I've had more questions on over the time it's been on YouTube than anything else. The amount of feedback I've had on it over the years has been very flattering, because the video itself is of its age, because I didn't have the lighting back then that I have now. It was very dark. It was very basically filmed, and not much editing took place because I didn't really know video editing back then. So it's not aged beautifully, but you can still see what I was doing. So by redoing one for E-Models, it's given me a chance to go back and do all the tweaks to the video that I wish I'd done when I first filmed it, but couldn't do because at the time it was filmed, there wasn't that much light and all of that. So in a way, it's going to be a much cleaner looking presentation. So, because I might even retire my one off of the YouTube channel yet once I've uploaded the new one. I don't know. It's one of them, but I'm looking forward to it. It's literally sat just there. I've got, I say, me decals to do for it. But I don't want to start them because I want to film that process. I want people to see it from start to finish. So I'll save all the images, and then I'll just do a session where I've got the Photoshop open, and I'll do it as an additional video on my channel so that when it goes up on E-Models, their customers will see basically the out-of-box kit getting built. But when I put it on mine, I shall do interspersed with that the modification episodes. Interior modifications, exterior, so you can see how things are cut apart, how it goes together. And then I'll have on its own video, the lighting circuit, bomb, then how the decals were made, donk. And then you'll get to see that all in detail. Something to look forward to, folks. There's a few little tweaks, there's a few little ideas I've got going around in my head for it, and which is a dangerous thing. Because if it's going round in my head, it's like, yeah. Edward's put a link to a helpful model making tool. Oh, nice one. I'll have a look at that when I come off air, Edward. Definitely. I'll have a look at that, mate. Jeff says, I make notes while doing builds, some which I keep for future projects. Absolutely, Jeff. Absolutely, mate. I have a folder that I create on the system for every build I do. And in there'll be a notepad file. There'll be like the video template that I have for Premiere, you know, all of that sort of thing. And then there'll be a folder of art, raw pics, which I've gone to do all my research with. And that's it, a PDF of the instructions so that I can make notes and have them as little comments in a PDF editor. So, and then I keep that file. That goes in the archive on the main server that lives upstairs in my house. And I can always go back to that. If someone asks me a question via email, here, Cole, I was watching this build. How did you do that? I can then send them over a file and say, look, there you go. I created this. This is the overlays, blah, 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 blah. And that's it. I've sent people decal templates before for a build because they're doing the same build. And they're like, have you got a Photoshop template for that? And I go, yeah, I've still got my original. And I just email them it over. If it helps someone out and it saves them a lot of time. Edward says it's for planning builds and keeping track. Good shout, Edward. Cheers, mate. I'll look into that, mate. I'll start using that because, yeah, it really does make a difference, especially for me because I do forget. You know, I might have ideas for a build and then months later when I get the build out, I'm like, yeah, what was I thinking? You know, or what ideas? And I know I can just go to the folder and it's there because, yeah, if I didn't do that, I'd be sitting there wondering what my ideas originally were. So just little processes. And I had this chat with PJ one night in the Zoom, and it was quite surprising the similarity in philosophies that we have. And I think a lot more people do it out there as well, planning their builds and that. And it's, you know, that's an interesting one for the chat, actually. You know, what are your processes for when you start a new project and want to execute a new build? You know, do you sit there and pre-map the build and make notes and all of that lot, or do you go in blind and just go for it? I actually find it interesting learning all the different processes that people use. But sometimes it gives me ideas on something like I go, actually, that's a damn good idea. I'm going to try that myself. So I find it interesting, the different philosophies that we all have as model kit builders. It's just interesting to me. And I'm also very nosy. I do like to know. All right, let's put those on there like that. I will cut them further off the sprue in a minute. But I just want to get all my bits and bobs together. Spaced Rangers says, I make cardboard templates and then make them out of metal. Good shout. Yeah, I used to use that, art card and stuff like that, mate. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Again, it's just little things that we do that make it easier for us when we come to do them things. So there you go. Get that out of the way. Don't want that bit cut. That'll just give me them with a tinsy-wincy little nub on there. Yeah, happy days. Go around and get rid of that off of there. And then I can prime and paint them and not worry about it. Yeah, it's, yeah. Yeah, that Raspberry Pi, Jeff, I'm not sure how much they're going to cost, but it doesn't half look the nuts, doesn't it, mate? I'm right. They've done away with the headphone jack, and it's got its own onboard on-off switch and all of that lot now, isn't it? So, yeah, Raspberry Pi is unbelievable. My little media streaming PC is based on a Raspberry Pi with a little M2 drive in there. It's like, Jeff was most impressed with that when I built that. Still going strong. But yeah, be interested to see how far they've gone. I mean, when you think of the development of the Raspberry Pi, you know, it's about the size of 20 cigarettes. It's a tiny little thing, and yet certainly got some punch. Is that supposed to be there, that? Looky loo. That's on the tapered bit. No, it's not. Okay, so that's a lug hole we can get rid of. Always best to check. It's getting glued anyway, so it's no hardship, even if I do need to modify it. Jeff Light says, thanks, Edward. I'll have a look later. Yeah, I'm intrigued by that, to be honest with you, mate. Once Fox comes back and starts yattering a bit, I'm going to open the link up and have a looky-loo, mate. He says, you're welcome. Doesn't show the pages, so I'll take a picture and post it in the group. Yeah, I'm keen on that, Edward. Sounds a really good suggestion, mate. So, yeah. It's all about little things that help us out as a planner, as a builder, isn't it? And, yeah. And that's, again, another example there of the community at work, because someone out there has got this piece of software and yeah, they're just passing on tips and tricks, isn't it? And that's what it's all about. Clean them off. Just off to my left there, I've got a little velvet pad that I use to clean all my sanders off, in case you wonder what I'm up to, just off shot. Normally I'd have it underneath me, but I'm a bit tight for space at the moment because I've got me 1/16 tank stuff. I've got a Warhammer build, I've got me tracks, and I've got me bike, and plus this on the bench. So literally just off shot there, I've got my little sander cleaner, see, and I just run the sander across it. cleans it off. So just in case you wonder what I'm doing to the left there. So that's that. That's the grill smoothed out. Again, that'll get painted off the build and then added at a later date. By doing these builds at the way I do them, I have got 4 of these at the moment with different builds laid out on them, and then I can have a spray booth week then where I set it up and I can just have multiple jobs going in and out of the spray booth, and yeah, it just keeps the old production line going for me. Again, it's just my way that I build. We all do things differently, but it works for me. Just nip that off of there. Give you a bit of that. And then it's the same with that. Jeff says, I learned the hard way about feet first. I now always study the instructions and plan as best as I can. Absolutely, mate. I still wash my sprues, mate. I don't know whether it's a thing any of the others do, but I had it a good few years back where I had a build. And for some reason on that build, I neglected to wash the sprues. It was the paddy wagon that I did with Dave. And then, like I say, I just didn't. I thought I had washed them, but I hadn't. And anyway, I got to painting it. And yeah, there was mould release on there. And as you can rightly know, it went a bit pear-shaped. So I had to dettol what I had done. So even after all them years, the one time I forgot, I got caught out, you know. So I do make a point of washing all my sprues still, because once bitten, twice shy, folks. Do any of you out there wash your sprues? You know, certainly with resin kits, it's, you know, worth it, because, yeah. It's just an habit I've got. And having been caught out in the past, it's like, yeah, it won't happen to me again. Very frustrating. Let's get a bit of white tack out, because them small bits can go on some of the old cocktail sticks with a bit of white tack on them, because clamps won't fit on them. So let's get a little bit of white tack out. Give a bit of that. I have to go. Keep up the awesome builds. No worries, Space. You take care, my friend. Lovely to see you in.
I am returned.
You are returned.
I am returned.
How is she? All right?
All good. All squared away.
There you go. Bless her.
Did I miss anything?
No. We was just yattering about builds and little things that we do, and yeah.
Putting the world to rights.
Yeah. Let's open that link in a new tab. I can sort that out. Oh, that's a good shout. What I'll do, Edward, is I'll add that to my Amazon store, mate.
What's that then?
It's a Master Builder book.
Oh. Is that like a guidebook or an organizer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me.
There you go.
Yeah. That's the neatest I've ever painted some bolters there, huh?
Oh, dear.
Normally I paint them silver first and then do all the bits, but you know what? Painting them silver afterwards, it's actually a lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely is, mate.
It's always nice when a layer brush actually behaves itself.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. We've
Not
all
very
had
often it
that.
happens.
We've all had that with a badly behaving brush. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, often they're just like spatulas, but this one's actually behaving itself.
Yeah. I'd say good night to Space Ranger.
Oh, good night, Space Ranger. How are you getting on with your eBay rescue?
All right, mate. Yeah, it's just all the little sub bits that are going to get painted up, and that. It's just a matter of laying it all out on me parts, whatever they're called. Yeah.
Parts thing.
Yeah. And then that'll just slung straight in the spray booth, get primed. Hopefully I'll be able to prime that this week.
Nice.
Yeah, try and get it primed. Depends on what happens with the PC, of course, doesn't it? So
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Excuse me. It's getting to that time of year now when when I've got to prime things, I'm like, oh, I suppose I better get the airbrush out.
Yeah.
Because I can't rely on rattle can airbrushing too much now this time of year.
Yeah.
Because it's getting wet and cold.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so the normal standby of I need to prime it 10 minutes on the driveway with a rattle can.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you can't do that in the winter, mate.
No.
All right.
Well, you can, but you take a risk every time you do.
Yeah, it doesn't end very well, does it?
No. Unless you get it just right and it's just dry enough and not too cold. You can get away with it, but you're taking your life in your hands each time.
Absolutely. Let's get them off, isn't it? Yeah.
It's always a question of whether the laziness wins or the practicality wins.
Oh, the laziness will win hands down every time, doesn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, if the laziness wins, then I always go, let's risk it for a biscuit, and I go outside and spray anyway.
Yeah.
So far, it's never gone wrong, but that's so far.
Jeff Light.
Yeah.
Jeff Light says, resin and white metal are always cleaned. As for plastic, it depends on the age of the kit. Yeah. I just wash every kit sprues now. It's force of habit. It's...
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever actually washed plastic stuff, but I've only ever done resin and metal, I think.
Yeah, it's...
But I've never like built a very, very old kit, so...
Yeah, it's once bitten, twice shy.
Yeah.
You know, because it's so frustrating.
I know with that big Dora kit, you know, the big 1/35th Dora, the Explorer.
Yeah.
Apparently, some of the plastic on that is very weird, and you have to wash that because it's got loads of release agents all over it.
Yeah.
Because it's some weird, like, almost PVC type plastic.
Yeah.
Bizarrely.
Well, it's basically a large drain pipe, isn't it? The boomstick.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
There was someone on YouTube that had built the full scale one, and it's like, yeah, that's a big old kit, isn't it? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big honker.
It's like, yeah, you're a braver man than me, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Should we volunteer Ted for it? Ted, do a Dora.
I don't think, I don't, well, I mean, we've actually volunteered him several times,
yeah.
But we always seem to do it when they don't have one in stock. I don't know how the models do it, but it's like this kit's been out of print for a good 5 or 6 years, and they always say, snap it up now because we might never get another one. Then they always manage to get another one from somewhere.
Oh yeah, Pete has got that ability to sniff out the unthinkable, hasn't he? You know.
Yeah.
It's like, where the hell did you find it? I know a man that knows a man. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I do know a few of his sources.
Yeah.
I won't tell.
Yeah, Pete's black book of contacts is a highly prized possession, mate.
Yeah, I can't reveal any information on pain of death.
Oh yes.
But yes, I know some of his sources.
Yeah, I think we know. Fox knows some of his sources.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh God, tickly cough. Thank you very much for turning up again.
Yeah, you do like a bit of a tickly cough, don't you?
Mm. Yes. Right.
Let's have a bit of that on there. That's where that little bit of flash has come in really handy because I can use that to hold that.
See what I did there?
I did. I did. I deliberately ignored it because it is that bad.
No.
Jeff says, I've washed plastic sprues and then used a salad spinner to remove the water. Good one. PJ says, like Jeff, I wash resin and white metal. As for plastic, I don't wash anymore. I use Pro Scale degreaser instead. Good segue and good plug there, PJ. I see what you did there. I see what you did.
Is that PJ going all mercenary pimpage on us again?
Yeah. Captain Pimpage.
I see what he did there.
Yeah, I see what he did. Hope you're getting a commission for all of this, PJ.
Oh, you're getting a commission for all this, Colin.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be so lucky.
Open up advertising costs.
Get that on there. It's another one bites the dust. Have you a bit of that?
Yeah, with resin and metal, you always want to wash regardless, especially resin.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because they have mold release agent all over them. There's never a reason not to wash resin.
This is it. We wash our resin 3D prints, therefore why not wash?
Yep. Yep. I mean, plastic kits, it's really, theoretically, it's really just very old kits or little tiny manufacturers in Eastern Europe that are still using old moulding technology. But
yeah.
You never know 100%, so there is something to be said for just washing your plastic anyway.
Yeah, I've just gotten into that routine because the one time you don't do it is the one time you get snapped.
Yeah. Most of the main manufacturers probably won't have a problem, but you don't want to take any risks.
Yeah.
Don't be like Fox. I'm just lazy. I don't do these things because I'm lazy.
You lazy? I'd never have thought that.
Absolutely.
I'm shocked at that, mate.
Absolutely. I've got away with it so far.
No, I'm really surprised at that, mate. That's
I hide it well. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do hide it well.
That's a bombshell announcement, that is, mate.
Bombshell. Shell de la bombe. I hide it well. With much hiding.
You do, mate.
Remember, I'm the king of the weasels, so I can hide anything anywhere.
So Uncle Weasel, see what I did. See what I did.
Lesson 1 to being a weasel, learn how to squirrel.
Yeah, pain of Uncle Weavy. Yeah.
I was looking at a thing the other day, an article on a website, and there's a place in America, and it's some like satellite communications headquarter company type thing.
Oh right, yeah.
It's like a global satellite communications hub, and somebody there likes having fun because every now and then on Google Maps, when you go to that part of Google Maps, like you have a place that's got like the little icon and the name, like Bob's Restaurant. Yeah. This one always has a really stupid name, and apparently recently it was called Super Secret Squirrel Base.
Oh really?
Yep. Super Secret Squirrel Headquarters or something like that.
Yeah.
I like people that do things like that.
Oh yeah, it's just fun, isn't it?
Companies that just have a bit of fun with it.
Got to turn my fan on. It's so warm in here. There you go. All right, let's have a look at the body shell. Damn, that is ode like Robin Hood's bow and arrow.
Yep, bowing.
Okay, don't need none of them. So all the sprues are done. That's a white tack. Don't need that. I can go back away. I'm chatting to myself. I've been.
Apologise, though.
Yeah, I've been sniffing my dodo juice. Oh damn!
Big problem.
Yeah, it's so.
Which one is it? Is it Purple Haze? What is it?
No, it's just hard candy's the one I've got.
Hard candy. Oh.
Smell
Where
it.
did you get that?
I've had that a while.
I can just because I can't remember what hard candy, and I can remember what like Supernatural and
Bubblicious bubble gum.
Yeah, that's what it smells like. Because it's been a while since I've been exposed to Dodo Juice stuff, and I've got my Purple Haze that I got from my Dodge Charger.
Yeah,
that smells fantastic.
I used it on the Rossi bike.
Yep.
The part work, and and it'll be used on Eleanor. So.
Yep. Not that this channel is sponsored or endorsed by Dodo Juice, but they make some damn fine automotive waxes.
Did you notice products. I actually pronounced it correctly this time? Because it has been called other juices, isn't it? Yeah,
other words that start with D and end in dough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was kind of, one of my...
Yeah, if you're in the UK and you like detailing your own car and stuff, or wax it, then check out the Dodo Juice stuff. It's really good.
Oh, yeah, it's nice
They
stuff.
make some fantastic drying and buffing towels. Some of the best.
A little goes a long way.
Yep. I mean, we were using all this stuff professionally, so we used a lot of their stuff because it was just that good. So take it from a professional detailer, X. Their stuff is really good. Plus, they're a little bit nuts, those guys. PJ and I need to say PJ and Duncan, then I've forgotten his name now. PJ and the other guy.
Yeah.
Dom. PJ and Dom.
Absolutely. So,
Kind of nuts.
You got the sniffles tonight, haven't you?
I have, I do apologise. I shall blow my nose in a moment.
You got me at it now. God, really? Let's line them up, and then we can have a bit of a play with his body, shall we?
Yeah, line it up.
Yeah.
Right, let me go and blow my nose, because all the fluids are falling out my entire face.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone needed to know the full detail. Bless him. He's got manly sniffles, bless him. Right, let's have a look at what we got. Oh, God, that is a bit scabby, isn't it? Oh, he's had some kind of stuff built on it. Could well be that he's knocked his glue over on it or something, but definitely something on it.
Right. Maybe there's a cat involved.
Yeah, so this will just go all over every single body panel. Yeah.
Rub it all over.
Rub it all over.
Or northern then.
And again, let the sander do the work, folks, at the end of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it's there for. Dee 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 dee. So one downside of having a matte car is I do miss actually waxing my car every other week.
Yeah, I was lucky with the Monza where I could get a really decent shine on it.
Yeah. I mean, I knew with my car, because it was matte, or supposed to be matte, or half matte because we screwed it up, but I wouldn't be washing, because it's meant to look really old and knackered, I wasn't going to be washing it very often anyway, but I do miss having a car that I could actually, get waxing on a nice summer's afternoon, give it a good clean, get some wax on it. I do miss that.
Yeah, it always looks mint, doesn't it? A nice, freshly polished car. It always looks good.
You can, going back a few years, but you can get various coatings that you can put on your car.
Yeah.
That are like hydrophobic, and you don't have to wax it. So it's like, well, why would you not want to wax it? It's fun waxing your cars.
Yeah.
But when it's a matte rat rod, it doesn't really work. Don't really need to do it anymore.
Never worked for me, though, the whole rat rod thing. The car's meant to look shiny, then it's meant to look shiny, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah. Normally when you see a rat rod, it's an old vintage, like, Ford pickup or something. It's not actually like a 2002 Ford Fiesta. No. Yeah. But we just did it for a laugh. It's like, should we just give it a go?
Yeah, we used to see a lot of that when we used to go up the Ace Catway.
Yeah. We were trying to pimp for business as well for these guys we were doing some work for. They did a lot of, like, hot rod work.
Yeah.
They did a lot of, like, hot rod cars and stuff like that. And we were saying, if you want to make some more money, why don't you offer, like, rat rods as well? You can make rat rods for people. And the guy that ran it was trying to explain to them that you could do a rat rod really quickly.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. So we used my car as a test bed.
Yeah. Jeff Light is asking, what's the pink stuff and what do you use it for? It's Dodo juice, mate. It's Dodo juice hard candy, and it's a polishing compound. Basically.
That's wax.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I was just about to say that, Fox, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Apply a thin layer. It has to correct everything I say. Apply a thin layer of wax to do cool, clean, polished paintwork and buff when aged. Recoat every 2 to 3 months, and it's basically. There you go.
Stick it on your car. Stick it on your car. Very nice. Plus, it smells edible.
There you go. absolutely. So that's what it is, Jeff, mate. Dodo juice, mate.
Very good stuff.
Commonly referred to other things that I won't say. But
yeah, other slightly well-pronounced names.
Yeah. Have you a bit of that?
But it's handy to use it on a model, you see, on a shiny model, because it's just doing on the model what it does on a car, which is, I mean, on a car it protects it, but it also gives it a nice glossy shine.
Yeah.
Just a waxy stick on
When
top.
I next clean the Rossi bike, Jeff, I'll do a little video short for the channel for you. And I'll do a before, during and after for you, mate, of polishing up the Rossi bike, and you'll get to see it in use and what it does, mate.
Yeah. At some point I might do another coat of it on the Dodge eventually one day.
Yeah. Oh, there you go then. Fox will do a video as well for you. So
no, I'll do a
watch
video.
that.
I ain't filming that Dodge ever again. That Dodge is never going on camera ever again.
Why?
Because it's a massive pain in the bum because it's enormous. And I ain't hefting it all the way up the stairs again.
I thought you would have sold that by now.
I can't sell it. There's no way to ship it anywhere.
Yeah.
Downside of them things, you could sell it, but it'd be like cost you a fortune to ship it anywhere.
Yeah.
Weigh the same as a TV.
Oh yeah, it's about 8 kilos, isn't it? So
yeah, so shipping on top of about 10 keys, that packaging and stuff. And there's the whole thing of it will probably get damaged en route.
Yeah. And not only that, you've got to really trust the shipping company because, you know, it's not a cheap product, is it?
No. If you're selling that, you'd be selling it for about $1,000. So
yeah, I've seen several for sale on the auction site. So
yep.
No, I plan to keep mine.
Mm-hmm. Right, what is that bit?
Even the magazines I'm keeping because they're a good read. I actually enjoy reading them. Yeah. I think I'm the only person in the world that sits and reads cover to cover a Partwork magazine. It's like...
No, not at all. A lot of people do enjoy both.
Yeah.
That's the point of them, really.
Exactly. This will have a dry sand and then I shall go over it with a bowl of water and some wet and dry and give it a wet sand as well because this body shell is a bit mange. So.
Get it nice and smooth.
Yeah, I think it's had something. It's either had a clear coat applied over the plastic or something spilt on it. It's just something there. It certainly doesn't feel like glue. But something.
It's that unspecified eBay product on it.
Even which means person had very sweaty hands, but it's almost like it's got like a WD-40 film or something like that on it.
Yeah, it could be one of any untold nightmare products that you don't want to think about.
It's not mold release because that's totally got a totally different feel to it. But there's something.
No, this is unspecified domestic.
Yeah, you can feel it when you touch the bodywork. You're like, yeah, it's not kit plastic. There's something on there. Whereas that is kit plastic feel. That's So. Yeah, is it me being fussy? Yeah, but then you're going to be priming it, painting it, and all of that.
Yeah. If you don't sort it out, then you're just wasting paint and primer, aren't you? If it all comes off again.
Yeah, it's.
You're wasting your money in primer and paint that falls off. So it's worth doing it.
It's one of them. I've not built one of these Audis. I think it was PJ that built one of these recently, so it ain't going to be as good as his because no one's as good as PJ. Because he's God. In my eyes, he's God.
We can't get that good.
So, yeah. It's the only bloke I know David Hunter's afraid of.
Japanese builders look at PJ stuff and are like, yeah, I'm giving up now.
Yeah, PJ sitting there going, I'll stop it. And then he's going, yeah, keep it coming because,
Oh, stop it, please. No, don't stop, please.
Stop it, please. Can you say that again, Cole? Can you say it a bit louder so everyone hears it?
Yeah. Stop it, or at least say it louder.
Absolutely. So yeah, I've got an idea of a very loud colour that I want to do it. Depending on how this bonnet comes up, depends on whether or not it gets carbon fibred, because this seems to have suffered the most scratches and damage. So
yeah, it
could end up being carbon fibred yet, the bonnet. So I haven't decided yet. Depends. But there's some, it's almost like the plastic itself has tried to separate in the mould. It's a really weird effect on it. It's almost like a marbleizing of the plastic. It's weird.
But you just don't know what's gone on with it, do you? Wherever it's been.
No, you don't know its history, do you? So
unspecified eBay substance, which is never want anything to give anything other than fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, descriptions like it includes a coating of something. Yeah, thanks.
It includes an unknown coating of
Ugh.
But at the end of the day, it was only a £5.
Yeah, it's a £5. Can't go wrong with that. Not going to complain for a £5, are you?
But I'll give this a very fine mist coat of primer, and then I'll leave it for a couple of days just to see how that mist coat of primer goes down, and if it starts causing any problems, then yeah.
See, leave it for a couple of days, see if anything evolves.
Yeah, but if it looks like it's going to be a goer, then I'll just put another mist coat on, leave it for a couple of days, then another mist coat, and then it'll have its paint then. But it's one of those. Go on.
Like you said before, though, isn't it? Even if it goes completely wrong and it doesn't work out, you can still do it as a junker or
still do it as a junker,
a wreck or a little junkyard diorama or whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, you can do it as an abandoned stripped motor or whatever, but it's one of them. I don't think it's going to be unrecoverable, put it that way.
No.
But
bit of funky plastic isn't the end of the world, is it?
No, I just think it needs a bit of work, a bit of TLC. So I'm just seeing how it comes up with a dry sand. Then
you're a dry sand.
Yeah, if it comes to it, I'll get a nice bowl of lukewarm water and some dishwasher tablets in there or dish soap, and give it a nice proper wet sand. And see what it looks like, because it needs to have that factor when you stroke the bodywork, doesn't it? It's like,
it needs to have a little squeaky.
Yeah, but at the moment it's got that. I wouldn't say greasy, because it doesn't feel greasy. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know what it is. It's almost like it's had a coat of pledge or something over it. That's there's this. Yeah,
it's got a bit of a tack to it.
There's something there, but I can't quite put my finger on it as to
for
what
it is. It could have been just sat out in the open for 5 years picking up like cigarette smoke and stuff. It could be anything.
That's what I thought. It's come from a smoky environment. I haven't got the greatest sense of smell, so I don't know whether it smells of nicotine. I should have asked H, because she's got a nose like a bloody bloodhound. Not saying that she's a bloodhound, I just want to clarify that.
She certainly smells when you're telling a lie every 5 minutes.
Yeah. So she said to me today, behave yourself or you're grounded, and then she got the giggles. And I was like, yeah. And I do talk to you like I used to the boys, didn't I? Yeah.
Why do I get this impression right? UNH is like Katie and Denozo.
Pretty much, mate, yeah.
But you make Denozo look like a responsible adult.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Because when she watched NCIS, yeah.
Was she like, this is my life?
As the series goes on, you'll see what I mean as to how Denozo's character develops. I don't want to say any more than that.
See, I've
season
just got
are you on, mate?
Just started season 2, so we've just got what's his name has joined them.
McGee.
McGee, yeah.
Yeah, because I dropped his name in before and you went, who's that? And I was like, damn it, season 2. Yeah.
Yeah, so McGee's just joined, which means Denosa's got somebody you can bully.
Yeah,
probably. Denosa's got some. Yeah, so Denosa's got somebody you can make him feel better because you can tell him off.
They score a master stroke later on in the series. You'll get to meet Dinozo's dad.
Oh God.
And they could not have cast a better person to play Dinozo's dad. That is all I'm going to say.
I'm looking forward to that.
It, I think, was an absolute stroke of genius because within the first episode that Dinozo's dad appeared, you was like, they nailed that role. They nailed the actor they chose, and this is going to be pretty funny.
I'm looking forward to that then.
So, don't breathe a sigh when you first see who's playing his dad. You'll see exactly how it works, mate.
All right. No, I shall have no assumptions.
Yeah, because H did when she first saw it. She said, oh, that ain't going to work. I went, let's watch it. And then she was like, actually, yeah.
I love Ducky. Ducky's great.
Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he? Yeah.
I say I'm only on series 2, but I'm in love with it already just because like Gibbs is just the boss that you hate to have, but you also love to have because he's really good, but when he shouts at you.
Yeah, it's when he just appears in the background and they all go, he's behind me, isn't he?
Like the bit today where like Denozo's been a tool all the way through the episodes. At the end, is it Katie? I can still remember her name.
Yeah.
Caitlin's there and she's got these flowers and he's like, where have they come from? And he's, Denozo got me those to apologise for being a massive tool for the last day.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that's really nice. It's like, well, I have my moments. And then Gibbs just walks in with his cup of coffee and is like, yeah, you went through your handbag and got a list of your florists. And she's like, because it was from her favourite florist.
Yeah.
He wasn't there for that. He just walked in from the elevator. Yeah, you went to your handbag and got your list of florists off your phone.
PJ says, what primer are you going to use on it? I'm going to use the Zero primer. And I don't want to spoil it by giving you the final colour, mate. Fox knows the final colour because I've told him.
He's told me and I've already forgotten. So.
But yeah, I'm going to use the Zero primer. The stuff you get in the cans. He says,
he's already told me and I've already forgotten what I said. So
Zero primer. So, yeah. I need to check that I've got the actual colour because it's not going to be grey primer that I use. It's going to be a different colour. And I just need to see whether I've actually got a can of it behind there. I think that's me clear coat. Yeah, that's... I'm feeling it's that can up there, so I can't reach it at the moment. But,
I've got a feeling.
But yeah. And yeah, there's going to be carbon fibre on there. I'm going to do these in carbon fibre on the side.
Do you have like a sheet of carbon fibre decal or something? If you've
Yeah, it's carbon fibre twill decal, mate.
Ooh.
In 24th scale. And so I have a little A5 sheets of it that you just cut up. So, but yeah, it's one of them. But yeah. Where to start? I might do, like I say, a coat of grey and then go over it with a colour primer. We'll see.
Intriguing.
Yeah, it is one of them. It's definitely something on it. It's really quite weird. It's definitely not my hands. So, yeah.
It could be anything. You don't know what's been spilled on it or dropped on it.
Exactly. Dare I say it, like you say, it could be something as simple as nicotine.
Yeah, or somebody could have spilled the sherry on it, or you never know, do you?
Because that's what it feels like. It feels like that nicotine.
Icky, sticky.
Yeah, no, it's
slightly. You rub your finger and it kind of sticks.
Yeah, been an ex-smoker. Yeah, we all. Yeah. Seems an absolute distant memory that we used to smoke, Fox, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's no desire to go back to that at all. Thank you very much.
No.
Nope.
Be 8 years in April.
It'll be, I'm going to guess, probably 4 or 5 years for me. I can't remember now when I stopped.
H is most proud. She said, in all the years I knew you, you smoked. She said, I never, ever thought you would stop.
Did she not smoke? No.
She was an occasional smoker. She could light a smoke and not have another cigarette for 6 months.
Yeah.
You know, but she was partial to a Moroccan woodbine every now and then because she's got scoliosis, hasn't she, of the spine?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the only thing I miss about it is there was a pain-relieving form of tobacco, should we say.
Yes.
And that's the only thing I do miss. But then I don't miss it, if that makes sense. So,
yeah. You don't miss all the other crap that comes with it.
Absolutely. So,
I mean, occasionally I'll be watching a TV show or a movie or something, and somebody will be having a cigarette and it'll be like, it looks so tasty.
Yeah.
Especially if they're acting it in such a way to make it look delicious, and you think,
yeah,
I bet that tastes just like steak. My brain's like, that probably tastes just like steak or fine beer.
Yeah. Jeff Light says Rossi Blue. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're all trying to guess the colour now.
Guess the colour. You can't guess it. Guess the colour. No, you can't.
Yeah. So yeah. Actually, that roof's beginning to come up now, so yeah, I'm happy now. Okay. There is method to my plan.
Is it coming up roses?
Yeah, the roof is beginning to feel kit plastic now, so...
Yeah.
I'm happy. It's one of them. This is the stage I like doing, the preparation and... Because, again, all you're doing is you're treating the kit as if you was doing a bare paint job on a real car. So
yeah.
And that's all you're doing.
It's just the prep, innit?
Yeah. And then once I've got a smooth finish, I then give it a little buff just to give it a key ready for the primer to bite into. So.
Just like you do in real life.
Yeah. Funny, I still stand up when I paint a car.
Oh, yeah.
Or a model. I don't know why, it's just force of habit. I just stand up. And you do all the leaning around it, you know. Have you some? Yeah, it's just like, just force of habit. It is strange. I still run the arrows down the sleeve as well of my T-shirt or whatever I'm wearing. What you used to do when you was in the spray booth is you used to feed the airline down your arm so it came out of your cuff. And you put the airbrush to it so you never dragged an airline over the paintwork, you know?
Yeah, or the guy I work with used to have it over his shoulder.
Yeah, you know, and it never dropped or hit the paintwork, you know, and I still do that. And it's like, yeah, why am I doing that? It's a plastic model. But it's force of habit.
Doesn't matter. It's just what you remember doing. It's what you're used to doing.
Muscle memory, isn't it?
Of that. Yeah, your muscle memory.
Yeah, I'm made of muscle memory.
You are made of the muscle memory. Get to the memory.
How are we doing? Oh, it's just coming up to 2 o'clock already. Bloody hell.
2 o'clock. What time do you want to go to, buddy?
I don't know. What time do you want to go to? Another half hour or so?
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine for as long as you want to go for.
Yeah, we'll go to half.
Gone to bed, so.
Yeah, we'll go to 2:30 then.
Okay.
Do baby steps.
I'll paint these bits, then I'll go and get me warm water for the brush cleaning.
Yeah, it's a couple of hours, isn't it?
Yeah. Here are a couple of hours.
I'm made of a couple of hours. So is anyone close to the paint colour? Jess says Rossi blue. PJ says yellow or Kawasaki green. I've run out nearly of Kawasaki green, so I wouldn't have enough. But I do like that ninja green, but I have done a few.
Is that really bright?
Yeah,
highlighted
it's
green?
the one I did the game box in.
Oh, yeah. This Xbox green, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. So, I've done Suzuki Blue more than once now on the bikes and on the Volkswagen bus, so that's been done to death. Kawasaki H2 green I did on the Land Rover as well, so...
I have a real liking for the old acrylic Volkswagen Golf Blue.
Oh, yeah,
I really like
the sky blue,
I really like it. Well, it was just on the Volkswagen colour, just call it Golf Blue, but I don't know if it's got a new name since then. But I really like that. That's what I've got on my car. It's like it's a really nice blue. And I like it on models as well. It's just like... Just
works, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's a pleasing... It's not... I'm not that big fan of like dark blues, like your ultramarines and your all the Prussian blues and stuff, but the medium blues, that kind of colour, it's just quite nice.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those neutral colours almost that just works, isn't it?
Oh, excuse me. I meant to mute the microphone there. I need to go blow my nose again. Sorry.
Yeah, that was an ear blaster. Escargot purple, says Edward, with a butter top coat. That's a slow drying paint, says PJ. Love that. Yeah, it's not one of those dehydrated paints, is it?
Escargot snail.
Yeah.
Snail purple. Have you ever had snails?
Yes.
I like them. I quite enjoyed eating them.
I used to like a bit of the old jellies, jelly deals, cockles and whelks, all of that. So,
you, coming from the East End, liking jelly deals, never.
Yeah, not had them for years, to be honest with you. But yeah, you used to always have, like say, your pie mash, your liquor, and then you'd go to your local, the seafood man would come down, cockles and whelks. It's like, yeah, do something.
I'd actually quite like to try things like jelly deals and stuff. Yeah.
But it's funny, I saw a jar recently and I was like, oh, I don't know whether I could now. But back in the day, it was,
I would have thought so, because it's just fish, isn't it? It's just protein.
Oh, yeah, that's all it is. It's just protein at the end of the day.
I suppose it just depends what they put in the actual liquid. Yeah. I assume, is it a bit like when you get like, you get roll mop herring, where it's like, it's the herring and then you've got that sweet pickle vinegar.
Pretty much,
it's like
pretty much,
herbs. I love roll mop herring. So good.
It's fun of them. So you know, it was Mum that got me into jelly deals. She used to do me kippers as well.
Your mum is basically the East End, isn't she? So.
Oh yeah, kippers for breakfast, all of that. You know.
Kippers for tea. No, I won't sing more of that, but you know where I was going with that one.
She's still the same, bless her. She still does pigeon head even at her age. It's brilliant. I told him, he says, it's like a little pigeon. Yeah. Does the little, I told him I'd give him a bunch of fives. I'll knock his block off. I'm like, Mum, he's 6 foot, you're 4'8". Get over yourself.
He's a copper. You don't say that to coppers.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
I take it since she came back from London, there's been no reports of any nefarious.
She made a point when she came back, because I rung her up and said, "Oh, you know, how'd you get on?" I did really well. She said, "I behaved to myself." She said, "I wasn't arrested." She felt proud of herself for that.
Is that a moment of pride? She's
I was
proud
like,
that I didn't
how many other blokes have got an 85-year-old woman on the end of their phone, their mum, saying, "I'm proud because I didn't get arrested this time."
Yeah.
When I went to stay with my sister.
I didn't get nicked.
It's like
that doesn't. But then again, you have to ask: is she proud because she didn't get arrested because she behaved, or is she proud because she didn't behave but she didn't get arrested?
She didn't get caught.
Doesn't mean she behaved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing my mum, it's because she didn't get caught.
Yeah, she's proud because she got away with it, not because she behaved.
It is funny, you know. She's a character. She's, you know, don't get me wrong. She's not a troublemaker. She's harmless, but she's not afraid to speak her mind, and it gets her into trouble.
I'd like to meet Mama Workbench.
Yeah. You know, if a copper is taking liberties, as she says, then she tells them of it. And you sort of sit there and say, "Mum, you've made your point. He's getting annoyed now and he will arrest you." But she doesn't stop. She's like, "No, I ain't finished yet." And yeah, she'll just let him know exactly what she thinks of his behaviour in no uncertain terms. And there's no diplomacy with her. And then she's like, oh, he's got the hump now, and she says, look at that. Oh, God, look at his face. She goes, I go, well, Mum, you have just basically insulted everything in the man's life and world. What do you expect? Well, he shouldn't have been rude then, should he? He'll think twice. Think of his actions next time, won't he? Then she goes, I'm a lady of a certain age. We don't like being spoken to like that, young man. Didn't your parents teach you manners? And then that's it. Well, parents today just ain't got the scruples that we once had. And my mum going through things like that is like me having a shrinkflation wibble, mate.
Oh, yeah. I need to meet your mum at some point. I really hope I get to meet her someday.
It's funny. I said this to you one night. The fault of our two mums meeting. I think the planet would stop dead on its axis, mate, because...
I think there'd be consequences. I think there would certainly be consequences.
I think they would have a damn good laugh, but...
Oh, yeah.
Chaos would ensue, mate.
Yeah,
your mum would be beating up wrestlers in no time, mate.
She'd be taking lessons from your mum.
Yeah. But you just wouldn't think it. You see her there ambling along, you think, oh, look at that little bint there, bless her. Is she lovely? And yeah, she's all right when she's in hyacinth bucket mode, in a good mood. But yeah, the minute she gets the hump or someone pats her on the head and go, oh, when you little down there, that's it. Oh, she's off then. And that's it. You get that, what did you just say? Yeah, that's it. And it's like, oh dear, pigeon head. Yeah, she almost cricks her neck a little bit to stretch the anger, you know, and it's like, yeah, she's getting up now. And then we all just sit there, us lot. We go, oh, the old girl's getting the hump now, pigeon head. This is going to be fun. Let's sit back and just watch this.
Yeah, you just sit back and watch it. In the same way that your two boys watch you drop a testicle with H and sit there and go, you know what, let's just, we've paid the entry fee.
Yeah. The minute H stops walking in her stride and the handbrake's applied, as Cal calls it, he goes, oh, handbrake's on, mirror signal manoeuvre. She's off. And
eject.
And my mum and her Winnie together. Bloody hell.
Just by the fact she's called Winnie tells you all you need to know.
Oh, really. Yeah, Winnie's a legend. She's not well at the moment, bless her. So, if you're watching, Alan, best wishes to Ma, mate. My little Aunt Doog, as I call her. But yeah.
Aunt Doog.
Yeah, I hope she's all right because she's been very, very poorly bad, bless her.
Get better, Winnie.
Yeah.
What, can I call her Auntie Winnie? Would she be Auntie Winnie to me?
Yeah, of course you can. You're part of my family, aren't you? So.
Well, what does the family call her? What do you call, like, aunties? Aunt Winnie?
Aunt Win. Yeah. Aunt
Win.
Yeah, Aunt Win.
It's funny when I was a kid because we had... our family was kind of weird. I had, like, mum and dad, my brothers, and then we had a cousin and an aunt. Yeah. We didn't really know them that well, and I didn't like my aunt at all.
Yeah.
Auntie Dot.
Yeah.
Didn't like her at all. She was horrible. Couldn't stand her.
Yeah.
But that was kind of it. We didn't have we had a granny.
Yeah.
But who died when I was very, 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 very young.
Yeah.
And we had a granny who we didn't really see because she lived up in Scotland, but we got care packages from her every few weeks.
Yeah.
Where she sent enormous brown packages of stuff she'd knitted. It was like, sweaters with 3 arms.
Yeah.
Trousers with 2 arms and a leg.
Yeah, the balaclava where the eye holes were just slightly off centre from the nose hole.
Yeah, you get the gloves tied together that she's knitted herself, but there's like 3 of them. It's great. Yeah. Thanks, Gran.
You get that mitten where the thumb was coming out the middle of the palm.
Yeah. You'd be like, why have I got an arm in my trousers?
Yeah. Yeah.
But we didn't have any but the funny thing was just the culture of where I lived and our street and the people we knew, that like neighbours. Yeah. The older neighbours were aunties and uncles. Next door
same here. Yeah, they was all aunts and uncs. Yeah.
Next door was Auntie Joan and Uncle Charlie.
Yeah. If you called them auntie, it was because they was a neighbour, but a blood relative was aunt. Yeah. That's how you distinguished. I don't know whether other families were the same, but yeah, auntie was an associate, like, Lynn from 2 doors down was an auntie.
Yeah.
whereas
Yeah,
Win
Auntie
was
Joan.
Aunt because she's blood, you know, so...
Yeah, because we had Auntie Joan, who was the jolly large old lady, and there was Auntie Sheila next door, but one who was the Irish Catholic, who actually honestly said Egypt.
Yeah, that's Mama Workshop's name. Joan.
Joan, yep. Auntie Joan next door.
Yeah. I call her Sybil. I've done since I was about 12 because she reminds me of Sybil Faulty out of Faulty Towers, the way she used to fuss around, and my old man was Basil because he'd always be getting rollickings off of her because and he was a knob, let's be honest. So.
Yeah. But I don't know what the criteria were, because it was like Auntie Joan and Uncle Charlie, then there was Auntie Sheila next door but one, but then other neighbours, you weren't aunties or uncles at all.
Yeah.
Even though they were as old as, like, the next door neighbours.
Yeah.
So it's like some of them were and some of them weren't. Very strange.
The family's trust were auntie and all of that, you know, but anyone that was classed as ordinary folk.
Yeah, friendly but not close.
Yeah, were like, It's weird, isn't it, how things were. I don't know whether it's the same now. I mean, we are talking years and years ago, and I think that type of old school tradition's gone now, isn't it? But
tradition? No, it doesn't exist anymore, I suspect.
It's funny, my boys still call Ellen's sister Aunt Ali, not Auntie.
Yeah.
So they've got a bit of that, you know, but then that's because we've instilled that.
Yeah, I mean, my aunt was Auntie Dot, so we didn't have anybody that we called aunt. It was always just Auntie.
Yeah.
But we didn't like Dot. Dot was, she was just, she was obsequious and
yeah.
She was one of those mothers for whom her son could do no wrong, even though her son was a complete little.
Our family, all the blokes in our family were very adept at clearing a room of any contraband and things within milliseconds. They could make an entire contents of a room disappear. It's like, how the hell did they do that? You know?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it used to be quite funny.
Especially if you've got, like, Catholic relatives and things like that. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, sadly, there's not many of that generation left in our lot. You know, there's only... Yeah, it's only my mum and Win out of their generation left now. Everyone else is gone.
I'm just going to change my water out. I'm just going to change my water out to get rid of all my sparkles. Hang on one sec.
Yeah, no worries. They're all brown bread now, folks. You know, that generation. It is a shame because I've got some really, really great memories of some really, really wonderful, proper old school East End characters. You know, some of them were, how can we say, slightly moody, but wonderful, wonderful, wonderful characters. And I do miss them all dearly because, yeah, traditional good old East End.
There we go.
Yeah, blaggers, villains, whatever you want to call them, but
slags.
They were proper characters, and I do miss them all. I really do, because the fun you could have with them, you know, was there, you know. But don't get me wrong, if people crossed them, then their uglier side would appear, but never with ordinary folk, put it that way.
No.
Again, that generation wouldn't be able to survive now. It's a different world, isn't it? Let's be honest. But certainly some fun times and some silly little stories of things, and yeah.
Shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
It was a time of shenanigans.
Yeah, but I think everyone was up to it back then because, you know, bear in mind, these people had all been through the war rationing and, you know, everyone thinks the war was such a peaceful, gore blimey, governor down the train, you know, tubes and all of that and, you know. But
no.
They were proper old school crims doing whatever they could to survive during rationing and the war. So they developed a very adept hand at releasing things that should have been kept behind locked doors would suddenly be gone. You know, they were very good at acquiring contraband because they had to survive. And yeah, when you hear about some of the tricks they got up to, it was quite funny. And as young kids, it fascinated you, these characters. And yeah. But even in their old age and advanced years, they still had that mindset, Fox. They were still that 30-year-old street-wise. Yeah, and even in their 80s and 90s, they would still try to get up to mischief, and that's what makes me laugh. And Mum and Win are like that. They're proper old gangsters moles, the pair of them. And
I suppose it's the thought of them being in old folks' homes but still trying to get away with all their things.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and it's quite sweet. It really is. And it's like, Alan will ring me up and he'll go, God, guess what these two pillocks have been and done today, you know. And I said, I think they would learn. I said, you're never going to change them, mate.
No.
He said, but it's funny, isn't it? He said, because they think they can get away with it. He said, it's quite endearing. He said, but they're like, what have we done wrong? He said, really?
They think because they're old, they get a free pass. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but no.
Absolutely. You know, for Alan, bless him, whenever his mum and my mum have been out shopping up there, when they come in, they go, oh, yeah, look at what we've got today. And he'll go, receipts. They look at each other and they're like, well, when we was getting the ticket out for the bus, we might have dropped them. And he's like, really? Yeah. So, yeah. It is. Oh.
The idea of an 82-year-old shoplifter.
Yeah, Winnie's terrible for it, mate. She really
fantastic.
is. My mum tells her off because obviously my mum's like, you know, I ain't getting done, blah, blah, blah. You know, and I'm like, yeah, mum will just hit people. Whereas Winnie...
I assume Winnie doesn't actually need to shoplift. I assume she has money anyway, so...
Oh, yeah, Winnie's got a few quid, mate. But, yeah.
Bless her.
But she's an old school magpie. She's like a little magnet, mate. And
yeah.
She does it to entertain herself, but when she gets caught, it's like, yeah. Like
pretend she's Doolally old lady and forgot to pay for her, isn't it?
Yeah. She plays the Dizzy pensioner card really well. But I mean, Mum has terrible goes at her, like, you know, but yes. But she still does it. Oh, I can't help myself. I'm too old now. I can't help myself. And Mum will
can't change now.
Yeah, many a time Mum's gone back to a shop and said, "Oh, we forgot to pay for this," and she's paid for it because my mum gets a crisis of conscience, you know.
Yeah.
And of course they'll say, "Oh, but," and she goes, "Yeah, but she's a little bit unwell mentally." So, right. So my mum goes down that route with it, you know, that she is forgetful.
I mean, she's not telling a lie, is she? Because she's a bit unwell if she keeps doing it anyway.
Yeah. She's a bit. Yeah, she's on that radar, so to speak. What a pair of them are now. But so, Mum, she's still got that about her. Well, she'll go back and say, "Yeah, my sister's not well, and we might have not paid for this. Could you check your records?" And she'll pay for it. But
bless,
it's one of them, innit?
Jeff at Candygram from Mongo said, I don't know why I said Jeff at Candygram. Jeff says, I just remembered that I used to have a Pantone book with about 11 million colour samples in it. The first page advised to store the book in a dark place so they wouldn't fade.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Get all the sand and dust.
Edward Leonard says, labia medium for Foxx directly. I don't know why he said that.
Oh,
collect them all, paints with silly names, says Jeff. Bit of labia mermaids, yeah.
So that's that. Feeling a hell of a lot better. Yeah. Yeah.
Has it got the...
Yeah, it has now. It's
nice.
slime free.
Yay.
Sounded like John Inman then, didn't I? Slime free.
Slime free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been like tobacco or something spilled on it.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. I reckon it's come from that environment itself.
Could have been sperms. Ew.
Oh, don't. You had to go there, didn't you?
You never know. Next day, model in the bin.
Oh dear, what have they done?
Why did you put that model in the bin? It's Fox's fault.
Yeah. Done to this engine. Seams everywhere. Oh.
Well, you can't blame that on the seller.
No, but
not getting rid of them, you can blame that on them.
Yeah, that it's coming out because I can't leave that in there.
No.
That's biblical-ish. It really is.
Biblical-bish.
Not sure. Let's have a look at the instructions on how that bit assembled.
You enjoying the challenge?
Yeah, it's just basically taking it apart just to... Let's see how that goes. All right, they're attached. That goes in. Like so.
Stub it. And
okay, that's easy enough. We can dismantle that.
I like it when Festa's doing his planning and he does all the muttering and mumbling because he's doing the thinkings.
I am doing the thinkings of things, and yeah.
Yep. It's your planning stage. Oh, you do this a bit. Oh, you a bit of that. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You like the classic 1950s British shed tinkerer.
Yeah.
But with models.
Yeah, I reckon I can pop that out.
That's how we won the war, you know, by tinkering in sheds. That's how we won the war.
Shedonistas, mate.
Yeah. Engineers with their curly-whirly high-tower engineer hair in sheds.
Yeah.
In the 1950s, won the World War II for us. Apparently, there may be some factual inaccuracies in that statement. But I'm not like a war scientist, so...
Yeah, during the war... Right, so that... Oh, right,
you might wonder why I'm painting all the gunmetal stuff dark Reaper, which is a very dark blue-grey. It's because... You know why, but it's because if you give it a few coats of null oil and then a very careful dry brush of a metallic silver, it kind of looks like gunmetal, but without being super ridiculously shiny and out of scale. But just a few coats of gunmetal and of null oil on dark Reaper, and it just takes on this nice dark blue.
Does that mean that you've been profesh?
No, I kind of just figured it out by just farting around once. I thought, I was doing it to be lazy. I'm like, I can't be bothered doing other. I haven't got any gunmetal paint. I'll just make something up. There you go. And it was like, oh, actually, that quite worked.
Yeah, you had a happy accident. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, everything I do stems from complete laziness. You should know that by now. One thing I've never figured out how to do is do gunmetal well. Like, Tamiya gunmetal from the pot is just garbage. It just looks like sparkly nonsense.
Yeah, it's a bit... Yeah.
It's just like silly nonsense.
Let's see whether we can release that. Why not? Why not have a go at releasing it, Carl?
Come on then, have a go. Go on then if you think you're hard enough. Do it, Col. Do it, Col.
Yeah.
Do it.
Got to do it, ain't you?
Do it. Are you doing it?
I'm doing it, guys.
He's doing it. He's doing it. It's being dude.
Do. Yeah. Do.
Hey, don't do Juves, don't do you don't.
Think. Straight out.
Bam, and the dirt is gone.
You go, that's that side done. And that should in theory, release all of that. Let's get them exhausts out.
Get your exhausts out.
There you go.
Whoa.
That's one done.
Exhausts out for the boys.
Yeah, can't have kit chrome on there.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Think. There you go. That's that out, and that should now release that entire engine. Oh, look at that! All day long. Oh, have you some of that?
I still don't understand how you do that. I could, if I tried that, it just wouldn't work.
You're impressed, aren't you?
You're the plastic whisperer.
Whisper, whisper, whisper.
As well as the decal whisperer.
Yeah. See, that's the engine pinged out then. I mean, look at that, dude. Look.
Well, it has some... Is that actual original owner paint job on it?
Yeah.
And they painted the floor area sky grey because...
Yeah, it's... Yeah.
No, I mean the other side. The inside floor area is like...
Oh, that's bare plastic, mate.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all brush painted, mate. Yeah. Let's see whether we can get that off.
Mind you, we know a few people that would consider that quality work, but never mind.
Yeah. I mean, it's each to their own, isn't it? I mean, we all had to start somewhere in this hobby. That's how I see it.
We did.
There you go.
We did.
Straight off. Have you a bit of that?
Big. Straight off. Is that Russian chap?
Yeah. All done in the best possible taste.
Right. If I may,
not a fan
get
of
these
them
little
exhausts.
clampy bits painted silver before we go.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'm just going to debond these exhausts. So
yeah, I know you're getting carried away with your debonding there, aren't you? So I'll take advantage of that for a minute.
How are we doing? 222. Yeah,
about another 10 or 15 minutes, I reckon, to do these bits.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. I've been quite quiet tonight, haven't I? Doing me tongue out painting.
Yeah, I've been remarkably impressed, you know, and yeah.
You're like, wait, you mean Fox can shut up?
You're clearly ill.
Yeah.
It's that side.
Clearly in need of help.
Exactly. Let's get that off.
Actually enjoying doing painting, that's what it is.
All of this can get cleaned off then. Well, it's cleaned off as it can be. Predominantly, I want to get rid of all the seams because, yeah.
That's a good word.
I think, there you go, what's that one? I'll leave the rest of that as it is because I can get to everything then. It's not even primed.
Can you get to the chopper?
Yeah, it's not even primed, dude.
Well, that would not surprise me.
Yeah.
It could have been built by a child, so there's always the chance it was a child that built it.
Exactly. So, yeah, rather than be too critical. Right.
It could be an adult that built it, in which case...
Yeah. Do you mean a peas liking adult?
I like peas.
I like peas.
Well, I'm not sure if adult applies there, actually, but, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like peas.
I'm also not sure if child applies there. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Yeah, show us on the dolly. Yeah.
Oh, dolly.
There you go. Get rid of that. Oh, yeah, look at that. Paint's coming straight off anyway. It's like, yeah. I think I'll put all of this engine in the
bin
oven bright. That'll get it all off. And literally strip it right back because, yeah.
Might help take it apart a bit as well, you never know.
Yeah.
I don't know what oven bright does to actual glued parts. It might help disassemble it.
Yeah, it can attack it.
Yeah.
But I've got it pretty much into its components where I can do all the sub-assemblies and get it all looking a bit better than it was. So
huge success.
Yeah, it's a win-win, isn't it, at the end of the day?
You've done well, my child.
I know what I forgot to do, though. I've got to film this because, yeah, hey, people know what they're doing. They don't need to see this on video. just nice to do something different.
You're something different.
Because I was going to start another kit, and I thought, no, I need to finish all the ones that, you know.
I've not finished yet.
Yeah, so.
I need to finish all the other ones that I've started.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them are finished. I've just got to photograph them because, yeah, can't pimp it unless I've photographed it. So.
Yeah.
It's a bit like the E-Models bike. I wanted to put the next episode up and then realised, yeah, I haven't weathered it yet. So.
Yeah. Which reminds me, if you want me to, do a picture of your E-Models tank and I'll stick it on the
yeah,
thing.
no worries.
I need an update for mine anyway, so.
Yeah, I can sit and do that. I'll photograph that tomorrow. Why not?
Tomorrow.
Days. Have used some of that. Oh, yeah, it's a big old seam along there and all. Oh, dear. Yeah, the other
well, Arrow XL didn't try to deliver another TV to me today, which is good.
Oh, nice one. You got it sorted then.
After deciding that I hadn't cancelled my order for it and delivering a whole TV to me that I didn't order.
Yeah, spoons, ain't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a strange policy they run there, isn't it, Arrow?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sure Amazon will latch onto that and deal with that because...
Yeah, for those that don't know, I ordered something from Amazon. I ordered something from Amazon, okay? And it said, thanks for the order, that'll be with you in 3 days on Saturday. I was like, okay, that's fine. I don't mind waiting 2 or 3 days because it's a prime delivery, which is typically 2 to 3 days or 2 to 3 working days. Okay, order it on Tuesday, be with me on Saturday. Fantastic. Then I get a mail from Amazon saying, great, your order's still going through it. It's been assigned to Arrow XL. I'm thinking, who the hell are Arrow XL? Never heard of them. And it'll be with you on Monday. And I'm like, wait, what? You said it was Saturday. So now I've got a mail from Amazon saying Saturday, and this mail from Arrow XL saying Monday. So I'm like, well, I need to know because the delivery is from 7 a.m. and I'm not getting up at 7 a.m. on Saturday if they're going to deliver it on Monday. So I messaged Amazon and I messaged Arrow, and I had them in their live chat support both together.
Yeah.
And I said to the lady at Arrow, I said, right, I've got the tracking that you sent me. You've got the parcel. It's been sent to you. Yes. And you've told me it's going to be delivered on Monday. But Amazon have said it's going to be delivered on Saturday. So what's the problem? And Amazon at this point had said, Arrow have said there's a problem assigning a truck for Saturday, so they might have to do it for Monday. It might still turn up on Saturday, but it's more likely going to be Monday. So I said, so what's the crack? And she went, oh, yeah, we need to book the slot with you. I'm like, what? Yeah, we need to book the delivery slot. And I said to her, what do you mean book a delivery slot? I buy something on Amazon, it just turns up. No, we need to book a delivery slot for you. And the first one we've got is the 20th of October, which was 2 weeks away at the time. And I'm like, hang on a minute. You're telling me that unlike every other delivery I've ever had from Amazon, I'm expected to place an order and then Amazon's delivery date is missed and I have to contact you to arrange a delivery date. Yeah, we need a delivery date. And it's going to be 2 weeks. I'm like, so how does it take you 2 weeks to deliver an item that's on a 3-day delivery when you've got it in your warehouse, in your delivery depot? Well, we need to book a date. I said, you know what? I'm going to go and cancel the order with Amazon. I'll go on Argos and I'll buy exactly the same thing and get it delivered later today. Okay, sorry about that. So I went on Argos. I said to Amazon, cancel the order. Went on Argos, bought exactly the same thing, and it was delivered later that day. And I said to Amazon, I'm sorry, but the incompetence of your courier, because you press buy on Amazon, you don't expect to have to then arrange a schedule, a book a delivery date with the courier 3 days later. So that was all done, got my thing through the post, all arrived. Yesterday I got a text saying, yeah, we're going to deliver your thing tomorrow for you. I'm like, what? No. It's been cancelled. So I checked the tracking, and the girl that I'd spoken to when I said, forget it. I'll cancel the order. Cancel it now. I don't want it. Send it back to Amazon. I'll get one from somewhere else. What she actually wrote down was customer schedule for 20th of October.
Yeah.
So I contacted them and did a lot of shouting and explained that if it turned up on the doorstep here, he would be told in no uncertain terms to take it away, and I would not be sending it back to Amazon. I'm not paying to send that back. I've already cancelled it. And I spoke to Amazon. They said, yes, you've already initiated the return, so don't accept it. So, yeah, if you ever get an Amazon delivery and it says Arrow XL, just, be wary of it.
Yeah, be careful, though, because there is such a thing as slander in the UK.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying anything that didn't happen.
Yeah,
so
I know, but just in case.
But it's like, it's not how Amazon works. Why are you expecting me to... I said, would you have actually contacted me to arrange this? She didn't answer that, because I called them, when it hadn't turned up. So, yeah, it's very weird. That was frustrating.
Yeah. Well, at least it gave you a chance to be Captain Shouty Knickers.
Yeah, that was quite nice. Although it's really difficult for me to be Captain Shouty Knickers to customer service people because I've done their job for 25 years.
Absolutely.
So I never really get really shouty at them. I just kind of say, look, I know it's not your fault, but...
Yeah.
But the girl I spoke to at Arrow, she was completely useless. So I didn't feel quite bad. I get a bit of shouty at that. Amazon were brilliant.
Amazon are, mate. They're ever so good. Yeah. I give them that. Whenever I've had an issue, they've been brilliant. Because I suffer from especially lately, the couriers have stopped using the drop box.
Yeah.
So, of course, they knock on the door, and as you know, it takes me a while to get to the door. So they either abandon it on the doorstep or they just walk off with it and say it's a failed delivery, which is most annoying. So I leave a thing now in the special instructions about the drop box. Yeah. And a couple of them have done it since, and I had a parcel that got lifted from the doorstep.
Oh, yeah.
And it, obviously it flags up this has been delivered. Now, I'm sat here. I'm home all day.
Yeah.
So I went and did an online chat and said, look, they're saying this is delivered. I said, they obviously left it on the doorstep. It's a public right of way. I said, someone must have lifted it. I said, but it's annoying because I've got the drop box round the corner. I said, they all... every delivery I have on the special instructions, it says leaving Dropbox code, blah, 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 lock on delivery,
Yep.
And she says, I can see it in the special instructions. She said, why haven't they done that? I said, well, I don't know, because he was gone by the time I got to the door. I said, I'm doing everything I can. I said, but, they're just not following the instructions. And she's like, yeah, I'll deal with that. And it's been dealt with. So
nice.
They are ever so good, folks. Their customer service.
I mean, when I spoke to them originally and said, is it Saturday or Monday?
Yeah.
And they said, oh yeah, it looks like the courier's having trouble getting a truck to deliver it. Apologies for the inconvenience. Here's a £40 credit. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. We'll put it on your account. I'm like, okay, I wasn't asking for that, but that's nice, thank you.
£40
And then when I went back later and I said, just cancel it. I'll go to Argos and get one instead. And I actually said to her, while we've been talking now in the last 3 minutes, I've actually gone onto Argos, bought this thing, and it's being delivered in 4 hours. So, I said, I said, cancel it. I said, and by the way, you gave me a £40 credit earlier for the inconvenience, which is very kind of you. So I'll be nice and I'll be very kind back and say you can refund that back to yourselves because I don't need it now. If I've cancelled delivery, I don't feel right taking your £40 inconvenience credit.
Yeah.
And she went, that's very honest of you. I said, well, I'm an honest man. I'm not going to take your money if I'm...
No, that's right.
If you're not in the wrong. If I've cancelled it with you, you don't owe me that money anymore.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
And they'll remember that because it all gets put on the file.
Yeah. And I got the mail, actually, when you speak to the assistant on the live chat thing. And then once you've finished and, you say thanks very much. And they
get
go
your feedback survey. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a little mail saying, thanks for feedback. And I had a few of them and they always say the same thing, except this one. It had the boilerplate thing, but then it said an extra line was like, it was very lovely to talk to you today. You were very nice. I was like, oh, that's really nice. Because I was talking to her, she's very helpful. And
yeah, the well-spoken man strikes again.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's text though, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean.
I must type well-spoken as well.
You know what I mean.
I type politely. So I got an extra line. But yeah, the woman from Arrow was just... So didn't really have much patience with that one.
Yeah, you get that, don't you? Some of them you're like, yeah, nothing going on north of the eyebrows.
No.
Yeah. What time is it? Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah, and you have to explain basic stuff several times. It's like, yeah, I'm fighting a losing battle here, aren't I? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. You normally know. You can tell.
It's like, you have to book a date. I don't have to book a date. I booked it with Amazon. What? I'm not your customer. Amazon is your customer. Amazon is giving you the thing to give to me. It's not...
Yeah.
They tell you when to deliver it, not me. I'm the recipient, not the
Yeah, and you're losing the will to live, mate.
Yeah. So let me explain how basic sending things works. Your contract's with the sender, not the recipient. That's why the recipient can't change the delivery date, because it's not...
Oh, yes. We've all been through that frustration, mate, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It is really, it can be really annoying, can't it? It's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Losing the will to live, and it's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. So what you're telling me is it's going to take you 2 weeks to do a 3-day delivery, and it's in your depot right now.
Yeah.
And it's going to take you... And I says to her, I know I've told you this, but Anna says to her, so basically what you're saying is if anyone makes an order on Amazon now, they have to wait 2 weeks delivery, even if it's a next day delivery, because you told me the earliest slot is 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
And she was like, I said, well, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
If you can't get me a delivery within 2 weeks, you can't get that for anybody.
Yeah. It's like computer says no. It's like, yeah.
Because I said, I'm sure Amazon would really like to know that you can't fulfill any of their shipments for 2 weeks.
Yeah, just, I don't know, it's just frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, anyway, that's my wibble over. Not often I do wibbles.
Hey, mate, nothing wrong with a good wibble, mate. As I've said to you before, I like a good wibble.
To equal the balance, Toblerone.
Yeah, nice try, but I'm not biting. Just saying.
Wagon wheels.
No, see, there's a nice try. I will give you that. Oh, now, yeah. That was a challenge. Yeah.
That was a challenge to your position, wasn't it?
Yeah. In answer to PJ, in case you're about to ask the question, I am stood up.
Good lad. Well, I'm just going to go get some warm water, and I'll clean my brushes, and then I'll let you go then if you want.
Yeah, I'm just setting up for my track building exploits.
Ooh, yeah. You enjoyed building them tracks, didn't you?
I did, mate. I did. Let's get my necks out. Well, you don't want to see them.
If I get chance tomorrow, I will do that recording of which I mentioned the other day.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I sat and built that little lot last night. Yeah.
They look kind of nice then.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? They're rather suave.
I'll get some warm water back in a sec.
Yeah, no worries. That's where I got to with them. I'm just going through denubbing and sanding all the little bits, and I've only got these ones to do, so I might as well do a few of them whilst he's cleaning his brushes, because why not? All I'm doing on these is I'm getting the sprue or the little bits of the nubs off and giving them a sand just to get rid of the theme and the edges, and I'm doing this on all the track components.
Those track looks mint.
But I shall film, probably putting 10 of these together, I shall film. But I didn't think that doing 200 of these on the live stream was going to be very entertaining.
No, there's some stuff you don't need to.
Once people have seen how to do a couple, they kind of know.
Yeah.
But this is the side of it that, you know, like I say, on nights where you can't sleep or whatever, like I say, just bung something in your headphones, bit of music or an audio book, and just sit and beaver away.
Yep.
Or you press gang Fox, badger him into getting his arse back to the bench.
Yeah, that works.
And I can mock him whilst I'm doing them, which is what I did.
The funny thing was last night, we got together for the first, let's say, I don't know, 45 minutes or something. He's just sat there and I can't see anything going on his bench. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, he's just sitting there like watching me work because it's purely motivational to get me working at the bench. And he's there like doing nothing. I'm like, he's such a devious bugger.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm just doing some CAD work. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was doing the wheels for the Audi.
Yeah, but I was sitting there thinking he was just sitting there smugly watching me going, what are you working?
No, I rescaled these to fit the Audi and changed the tyre tread. Changed the tyre tread for something a little bit more pleasing. And yeah, so I sat and designed them. And he's like, you're just sitting there watching me work. I said, I'm actually on CAD, mate, doing these wheels. And
I would have been more impressed if you'd said you were, actually.
Yeah, but I've done it before where I've got him in. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing, I'm watching you. Why? Because my work is complete. I've got you back at the bench. And he's like, you are devious. So, yep.
Yeah. Le devious.
Every now and then I've got to put my foot down and go, Fox, you've put no content out. You've not done no video builds. You've not done this. You've not done that. Pull your socks up and get your bloody self motivated. Yeah.
Yes, I need to kick up the backside
so
all the time, let's be honest, at the moment.
He got that yesterday. I say yesterday, it was Tuesday, wasn't it? You got subtle.
Thursday we met up.
Yeah, but I said to you Tuesday about it because I said Thursday you're going to be at the bench doing part works. Oh, I said, I will see you Thursday.
Yeah. You're a tinker. But the thing is, I do need it.
Yeah, and then it's like...
Life is...
Yeah.
Life is such at the minute that, yeah, just being able to, you know, considering that I do the YouTube as my entire source of income and living, and I'm not able to do any of it at the moment, is a source of frustration. So I do need to kick up the backside sometimes just to force me to get something done, because there's lots of other stuff I have to do, and it's just like, it's not because I don't want to do it. It's my only source of income. And
same here, mate.
Yeah. It's just the world is not making it easy for me to actually do anything at the minute. Curse you, planet Earth, you world, you.
With me, every time I've planned something, I've ended up back in hospital for yet another procedure. So
you're not allowed to plan anything ever.
So yeah, it's real life gets us all, but sometimes he goes into can't be asked mode, and it's like, yeah.
It's not that I can't be bothered. It's just part of the way I am.
Can't motivate yourself, so it's like, oi, slaphead, get yourself in here, you're doing this tonight. No excuses, I'm waiting.
No, it's part of the way my mind.
He comes in, evening, go, right, put that on your bench, build. And then that's it. And then I distract him with silliness, and he done a hell of a lot of chipping last night and got quite a lot of the pressure off of himself. So
basically, Festa is my distraction raccoon.
Yeah, so... my plan worked.
Yes, it did, you little devious tinker.
Yeah, it took a bit of nagging, but I wasn't going to back down. It was like, nah, sorry, mate, but
to make myself look a bit less like a ne'er-do-well, of course. Though it's not that I can't be asked. I mean, I can't be asked, but it's just one of the ways my depression exhibits itself is absolute apathy.
Yeah,
and lack of motivation to do anything. And if it gets particularly bad, then just I do nothing and I can't do anything.
As a fellow depressive, I know the symptoms. And I'm lucky I've got H here to kick my ass.
Yeah. And
he hasn't.
Mine.
You know, he's got me to kick it, and I'm not afraid to do it.
Not that I'm not glad that I haven't got H kicking my ass all the time.
Yeah. You know, I wouldn't be as brutal publicly as I am privately, because that's between me and Fox.
Yeah.
But I'm not adverse to being blunt with you, am I? But you know why.
No. But I absolutely understand why.
And that was it. And it got him at the bench. And I did mock him for a bit, going, yeah. So I told you you'd get that lot done.
Well, it's like the last time you did that, I sat there and built like a whole bunch of dudes. It's like,
oh yeah, you done a dozen dudes, didn't you, one night in an hangout? Most you've ever built.
But it's like, if I couldn't be bothered, if it was just that I couldn't be bothered doing anything, I'd go and play on the Xbox.
Yeah.
But if it's a point where I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can't even be bothered playing on the Xbox, then I know it's not just I can't be bothered. It's proper, brain time.
Absolutely.
It's just,
he said to me, what have you done tonight then? I said, absolutely nothing. He said, why is that? I said, my job is complete. I got you at the bench. I've distracted you for 4 hours and you've built that lot. He went, you devious git. And I went, yep.
Yeah. It was appreciated, but also,
yeah. But that's what we do, When I'm like it, he does the same to me. So it's not just a one-way street, He'll kick my backside. But I'm lucky I've got a lot of folks in the Zoom that do it as well. They kick me into gear, so...
have a quick look at chat for you before we call it a night. Jeff says, nice one successful engine ectomy.
Yes, it came out well, Jeff, didn't it? And yeah, I'm happy.
PJ says, now you've flatted the body, Colin, will you be rescribing the seam lines and or dry brushing with extra thin to clear out the sanding dust?
Yeah, I will be, mate. I know it's there, PJ. I know you've spotted it, but... yeah, there's actually putty in there as well, mate, for some reason. So, yeah, it'll all be getting scribed out, dear. Don't you worry about that.
Jeff says to me, the Beyblade's looking excellent, quite excellent, by the way. Thank you very much, Jeff. That's very kind of you. There's so much more left to do. It's just barely even started yet. Yeah, Jeff looks foxified. Cheers, Fox, says Edward. Cool, thank you. Edward says, I bought some Reese's peanut butter cups today and they were so small. They are Reese's peanut butter cups. They're tiny.
Oh, nice one.
Actually, for some reason, right, all my life I hated peanut butter. I like peanuts, but I hated peanut butter. It was like you just give me a bowl full of dog poop. It was like, Until about 3 years ago, I had my first peanut butter jelly sandwich. And now I like peanut butter.
Yeah.
So I must at some point get some Reese's Pieces or some Reese's peanut butter cups and try them. Yeah. Although it does mean suffering through American chocolate, but yeah. So I have had them before, but I didn't like peanut butter, and I hated them. So I might get some and try some.
Marmite peanut butter. Oh, God, I'm addicted to that stuff.
I must try some of that.
Yeah,
I like Marmite and I like
addicted.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I like peanut butter, but I'm not offended by it. Let's put it that way.
It sounds
but it is nice.
Like it shouldn't work. But it does.
But that's like Nutella and Marmite. It kind of does and doesn't work at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like a Nutella Marmite sandwich is like a quantum superposition of sandwiches.
Yeah.
It's both the most disgusting thing and also slightly pleasing.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. I only did it because I mixed up 2 halves of a sandwich one day and one had Marmite and one had Nutella. Actually, that's really offensive, but also quite nice.
Yeah, it does the job, mate.
My brain was like, I hate it, but I love it, but I hate it, but I love it. I couldn't figure it out.
It does what it says on the tin.
I would recommend it to anybody out there. Try it. 1 slice with peanut butter, with the Marmite, 1 slice with Nutella chocolate spread, and just try it and see what you think. It'll either be horrible, or you'll love it, or you'll do both. And that's the brain twister, is if you do both, because your brain's like,
Oh, yeah. Works a treat, folks. So you've got to try these things. We try these things so that you don't have to, but...
Yeah. Love peanuts, love butter, hate peanut butter, bizarre, says PJ.
Yeah, that's unusual, PJ.
Put bacon on that Fox. Bacon makes everything better.
Oh, yeah. If in doubt, add all the bacon. Not just some of it, all of it.
Yeah. One of the latest issues of the Slackworm comic. There's a character called Lizard Man who does all the cooking.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he's really cool. He's just dead mellow. And basically, they've just killed this massive demon. And Slackworm, the dragon's there, and saying, it's a shame that demon meat tastes so horrible.
Yeah.
And Lizard Man's like, with enough butter and bacon, anything tastes good.
Yeah.
And Slackworm's like, this is why you're an essential worker. Bacon, Nutella, and Marmite.
Oh, yeah. Works all the time, doesn't it? It's like, yeah.
That would be like a real weird mind-twisting... I'll have to try it.
Yeah, but I'd give it a go.
What would work with lemon curd? I love lemon curd.
Marmite. Marmite works with everything in my book.
I might try Marmite and lemon curd. Bacon and lemon curd. Ooh.
Yeah, I put Marmite on a steak. And it's just like, H does the cross-hatching on the steak and then puts a little knife of Marmite just in the cuts and lets it absorb. And it's
well, the thing is, it kind of makes sense because it's like it's just like brown sauce, isn't it? It's like it's like a spicy sauce. You just say that makes sense.
Yeah, it just gives it a little bit of a savoury feel, and it's not for everyone. Don't get me wrong. Not everyone's going to do it. But
can you imagine making Marmite into a bar? Like a block of Marmite. Like Kendall mint cake, but Marmite. Oh, God,
I've sat there before with a fresh jar of Marmite and a spoon.
Oh, really? Oh, that'd be too much. That'd be too salty for me, that, I think.
And H often goes, how can you sit and do that? She says, I like Marmite. She said, but I couldn't sit and do it like you do.
Yeah.
And I went, but it's wrong, but part of you knows it's right as well. So.
It's wrong, but at the same time, it's kind of awesome. Yeah. It's like experiencing something that's on one hand is as painful as having your leg broken, but also as nice as having an orgasm at the same time. It's like, which one? Your brain's like, I can't process that.
It is all the wrong things that you shouldn't be eating, but it's like,
Edward says Marmite.
Go on.
Oh, go on.
No, you carry on.
Go on. No, you do.
He says, I'm a part chef and I know that would work. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because he says Marmite, peanut butter and bacon.
Oh, yeah.
PJ says, no, Edward, no. But I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that would work. Yeah.
Yeah. PJ's clearly just a heathen.
You could have that whilst watching the Bluey car videos, PJ, because you want to.
See, in this house right now downstairs, I have bread, Marmite, peanut butter, and bacon, but the bacon's frozen.
Yeah, just
here's the question, though.
Cool. Yeah.
Here's the question, though. Crispy bacon or not crispy bacon?
Oh, I like my bacon a bit less than crispy, mate, to be honest with you.
I like mine soft, because if it's crispy, it's just like, it just goes too quick. It's small.
Crispy is like Gandhi's flip-flop to me, mate. It's
you don't get any flavour.
Yeah, it's a bit too much, It's like...
My neighbour used to basically get bacon.
Yeah.
And he'd cut all the rind off it. But he'd put it in the grill with the bacon. They took all the rind off.
Yeah.
And he'd leave the rind in there for like 2 weeks. And every time he used the grill, it'd get more and more grilled. And at the end of it, he'd basically have pork scratchings. And he'd call us in. This is Uncle Charlie next door. He'd call us kids in, and we'd go in and he'd get like a handful of like crunchy bacon rinds at 2 weeks in the grill. It'd be like, wonderful stuff. Probably a health and safety nightmare, but...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Edward likes kimchi on his pizza. I have no idea what kimchi is. I know it's Korean, but I don't know what it is. He says, it stinks, though. Jeff says, I can't get Marmite here. And then he says, I spoke too soon. I've just found Marmite available in the interwebs. I bought a 500-gram pot.
Good man. Welcome to the fold, Jeff.
Yeah,
I knew I liked Jeff for a reason.
Now, I'm going to tell you the way I would recommend somebody eat Marmite for the first time. But Colin, you tell me if you think different. Because assuming that Jeff's never had Marmite before, but I'll let you do your call to the missus first.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll do that. Bear with me. I'm just going to mute.
Yep. So I'll tell you how I think you should do it, Jeff, if you've never had it before, and then we'll see if Colin has a different idea. But Marmite, I think there's an ideal way to first try it, but I'll wait till Colin comes back. Fermented cabbage. Oh, okay. See, I like sauerkraut. I really like sauerkraut. When we used to make hot dogs, I used to put sauerkraut on my hot dogs, not onion, because it was nicer. And it was more to it than little bits of onion. We shall wait till Colin returns. This is starting to come on now. I've started to get my little silver bits painted. These won't stay shiny. These will get coats of all kinds of shades and washes and stuff, and then later we'll go back and I'll highlight the silver bits again. And the reason I've got this blue bit on the gun here is because that'll be washed over to look like gunmetal, while the rest of the cannon stays silver, or dark silver, weathered silver. So that's how that will come out. I've got my little bolters done.
There you go. Yeah, she's up now.
Yeah, cool. So, yes, I would recommend, Colin, if you think differently, you tell me how you would do it.
Yeah.
I would say get yourself a nice piece of toast, lots of butter on it, and then you get yourself some Marmite on your knife, but you don't want a lot. The trick with Marmite is if you're new to it, don't put on. It's not like jam. You want to apply the thinnest coating on your toast. Just get a bit on the knife and just. You don't want to shovel it on, because if you have a lot at the first time you've ever have it, you'll be like, it's very overpowering. So just thin spreading on the toast, and then just wolf that down and see what you think. Yeah, but don't go in scooping it on. That's what you do later on when you get used to it and you like it.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think, Cole? What would you say for the first time? Would that
you
work,
do your toast.
Yep.
Plenty of butter on there so that it soaks in.
Yep.
And you cut your toast into soldiers.
Oh.
Nice little thin strips, about the thickness of that pill box.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I put a wodge in a pot and I dip the toast into the pot.
Oh, that's an idea.
Oh, then you dip another bit. Yeah.
Would you do that as a first-time beginner, though? Would you? That would terrify most people.
That would probably terrify most people. So perhaps a thin smattering on your soldier. But the clue is, it's got to be a soldier. It's got to be a soldier. You've got to have soldiers.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, though, because whenever I've seen like a pot of Marmite, if I got a toasty soldier, it would just go like, it wouldn't. Yeah. It wouldn't. It's always quite stodgy. How would it dip into the?
Yeah.
How do you soften Marmite up?
Warm it up, mate. Just boil the kettle. Put the water in a mug. Let it start going lukewarm, and then just drop the jar in. It then warms the Marmite up into a very liquid state, and then you can let it soak into the bread.
What if? Stay with me here. What if you did what you said? You get your bread, chop into soldiers, get your soldier, lots of butter, dip it in the Marmite that's been softened in the boiling water, and then, right, you ready?
Yeah.
Dip it in your runny hard-boiled egg.
I don't eat eggs, mate. Yeah.
Oh, Marmite and a hard-boiled egg. That might. Ooh.
Yeah. So that means absolutely nothing to me, because I don't eat eggs.
Because then you're dipping your toasty soldier into the Marmite and then a hard-boiled egg.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So anyone that eats eggs, that would probably work. But yeah, I'm not an egg fan, mate.
Jeff says, "Oh my God, Marmite fondue." It basically is if you do it. That's what Colin's basically saying.
Yeah, Marmite fondue. Yeah.
Oh, Jeff says he's had Marmite before and he loves it. Just stopped being available locally. I used to get it at an Indian grocery, but please keep those Marmite suggestions coming.
Yeah, definitely.
Spread it on any dark meat that you're putting in the grill, like steak, beef.
Yeah, H, when she does the Christmas turkey, just whilst it's in the pan warming on my leg and on my side of the turkey, she just lifts the skin up and she'll put a little bit of Marmite. Drops the skin back and bungs it in the cooker for just a little bit of soaky into the turkey, because I do like that savoury taste, you know. Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm doing sausages, I'll smear some on a sausage.
Yeah.
Or if I'm doing, especially if I'm doing, you'll hear me occasionally refer to a bendy sausage.
Yeah.
Which, if over here in the UK, Mattisons do this sausage, basically a Frankfurter, like that. It's like a U shape, but it's pre-cooked. You can either eat it cold.
Yeah, it's like horseshoe, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a horseshoe. It's like a hot dog, but not quite as soft. It's not quite a German sausage, but it's like a hearty, sturdy hot dog.
Yeah.
And you can either eat them cold or you can stick them under the grill to crisp them up. And what I do is I smear some Marmite on that and stick it under the grill for a couple of minutes.
Oh, yeah. Pigs with blankets. I roll the bacon back a bit and get a bit of Marmite under there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I just love the stuff. You know, but H is always, I don't know how you could sit there and just eat it out of the pot, but it's just...
No. I mean, one thing, if you do like your Marmite, there is one thing you have to do, and it's a rite of passage. Of a Sunday morning, you have to get up, go downstairs in your dressing gown, make either a cup of tea or coffee. It works better with coffee, but if you prefer tea, that's fine. Make a big mug, not a cup, a big mug of tea or coffee, and make like 100 pieces of toast with Marmite on. Each slice, cut it in half and just make a pyramid on your plate and take it back to bed and watch some TV with this stack of Marmite toast. It'll last you it'll take you an hour to eat it, but it's just the best thing ever.
Have you ever had Marmite beard?
No.
Where your beard gets a bit long and you end up with like Marmite just on the edges of your tash, mate, and it's like, oh.
I have actually had it where I've had so much Marmite in my moustache that I've been able to almost like do a Poirot and wax it and shape it.
Pretty much, yeah. And you're like,
it's a nightmare to get out, though, isn't it? You've got to like,
you've got to get the scissors out, mate. You know, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, if you've got a big beard, you have to go and wash it out as soon as you finish.
Yeah, don't have it with a long beard, folks. Yeah.
No. You may as well rub wet liquid tarmac into your beard.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Soften it. Edward Lenner says, soften it up and then pour it over your ice cream cone. I'm going a bit too far there, I think.
Hey, mate.
Jeff
says, your
says,
thinking, Edward.
Yeah. Jeff says, turkey eating season has arrived. Oh, yes, I'll be adding some Marmite under the skin before roasting.
Oh, yeah, got to try these things, Jeff. My missus thought I was going nuts when I first asked her to do it. I said, don't have to do it on your own, I'll just do it in mine. And then she said to me, like, she said, oh, let's have a taste then. And she was like, oh, I see what you mean, she says. Oh, yeah.
It's just like a spicy...
Yeah. Should it just takes that bland dryness away from the turkey? Said it's there. You're not quite sure what it is because it's done subtly.
Yeah.
You know, she said, but yeah, I get that now. I was like, there you go. So she is.
I wonder if you...
Yeah.
I wonder if you could, like... Is there a way to cook like chicken or turkey with the skin off in the oven? I don't know. I've just always banged the chicken in the oven. Yeah,
normally what she does is she waits until it's about 5-10 minutes away from being done, pulls it out whilst the skin's loose, and then obviously just does a bit like an X, lifts the skin apart and then just smooths it on, folds it back down, it just soaks in there.
Because I was just thinking of like, imagine just like thinning it down a bit and just massaging it into the meat.
Yeah,
into the turkey, the whole of the turkey, take the skin off.
Yeah, but it is one of them, mate. Once you've done it, you're like, oh, yeah.
I wonder what you could thin it with to make a glaze.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
No, I mean, you wouldn't just want to use water because that may as well just be Bovril then. It's like, yeah. But you could thin it with something to make a glaze.
I honestly don't know what you could thin it with, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, I get where you're going because, like you say, you can use a basting brush then, couldn't you, and just baste it on there.
You could thin it and add it into gravy. Yeah. Add it into gravy.
Marmite gravy.
Have I just invented Marmite gravy?
Yeah, that would work, actually. I suppose the nearest to that would be Bovril, wouldn't it? Isn't that? I've got a bit of a Marmite twang to it.
No, well, Bovril's similar, but it's beef extract, not yeast extract.
Right, yeah,
It doesn't. It's not as spicy. Bovril tastes a bit like gravy, really.
Yeah.
If you ever go to a football match, especially in the 70s, and you got a hot cup of brown stuff, it would be Bovril, basically.
Yeah.
That's basically beef stock.
Yeah.
But yeah, Marmite gravy. Ooh.
Yeah. That's how you knew how far north you was, because you'd be at football and they're all drinking gravy. Yeah.
Pretty much. We often mix butter and herbs and then push the mixture up under the skin of the chicken or turkey before it goes into the oven. Makes the meat nice and juicy, says Jeff.
Yeah. Oh, nice one, mate.
Marmite and honey would make a good glaze. Oh, says PJ. Ooh. And it'd be antibacterial as well. You could rub it in your wounds and it'd taste great.
Yeah, it's got practical use then.
I do like honey. Oh, I like honey so much.
Yeah, I like a bit of honey.
I like honey so much.
Yeah.
I went through a phase of like every time I had a bowl of cereal, I had to make sure it was big chunky cereals. Like Fruit Loops or whatever, or whatever the other hoop ones are.
Yeah.
Cheerios, that's the one. Purely because I'd get the milk on there and then I'd just get a jar of runny honey and go all over my cereal. Runny honey's so nice.
Yeah, I do like a bit of honey. I used to have it in me tea, but I had to stop once the type 2 reared its ugly head because...
Yeah.
Tea with a big spoon and a half of honey in it. Oh, mate. All day long.
My dad used to make... Because my dad was Scottish, so...
Yeah.
Every Sunday, he'd make 3,500 rounds of toast.
Yeah.
You'd all have an enormous mug of tea. And he would make porridge.
Yeah.
But it was proper porridge oats that he'd make.
Yeah, proper stodgy.
Yep, and he'd do it so that basically you got a bowl, and he'd put the porridge oats in the bowl, and then blow up some honey on the top.
Yeah.
And then you get the milk. So this delicious stuff, but of course, because it was in the bowl, it's solidifying. You get this glassy surface on the bottom of the porridge. You turn upside down, it'd be like pearl. But there with the honey on that. Oh, porridge oats.
Definitely.
Quaker porridge oats he used to use.
Yeah, my missus gets the big bag of oats, and I have that. I have mine literally where you can put a spoon in it and it'll just stand up. It's one step short of being able to use a knife and fork with it. It's.
Oh yeah.
Well, I must admit, I do like that because it settles you down a bit, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, it's good for that.
Plus, you can rub honey in your wounds because it's a good antibacterial.
It is. It is.
And it also never goes off, honey, unless it gets contaminated by something that goes off. It will never actually sour.
It never goes off on itself. It can crystallise a little bit, but then all I do, if I've had a pot that's done that, is I just warm it up.
Yeah. So theoretically, if you've got a jar of pure honey, you can ignore the best before date.
Yeah.
But in reality, of course, you've ended up putting a knife in that's got butter on it or something, that's going to go off, and then it's going to contaminate the honey.
God, you got me wanting all the Marmite now.
Marmite on Eccles cakes.
See, I'd do that.
I'd do that.
Yeah, honestly, I'd do that. Another good one as well is Marmite in a pot noodle, mate. Before you cook it, just put a big spoon of Marmite on the top of a chicken and mushroom or a beef and tomato pot noodle.
I think that would work better on a beef, and I think it would give the beef some flavour.
Yeah,
more flavour, because
you can see where it's going, can't you? Yeah.
Because the beef and tomato ones, they're quite nice, but they're not got the stronger flavour that I like. But put some Marmite in them. Ooh.
Yeah, I know you're going to try that now.
I'm going to have to order some pot noodles.
Absolutely.
I'm going to have to order, and to do it properly, I have to make sure I do a 24-pack of pot noodles. At least.
Yeah, I might have to order one of them, actually. Big box of pot noodles.
I want a big bowl of cereal now. God damn it.
Yeah, it's got to be done, innit? So, do you think we've converted them all to Marmite now?
I think so. I mean, Jeff already likes his Marmite.
Absolutely. Right, folks, on that note, now that we've done our job of converting you all to Marmite.
Now that we've made you all hungry just before bedtime.
We're going to love and leave you and let you get on with the rest of your night. For those on the other side of the pond, the rest of your evening. I'll be back Sunday on this channel with the rest of the Groovy gang doing the At the Workbench show. So pop over and join us 2 p.m. UK time for that. And then we'll be back Monday for the E-Models Monday, the return of Ted.
The return of Ted.
Me and Fox will then be back Wednesday, and then I'll be back Friday on the Frolic with him. Yeah,
assuming Ted hasn't pressed a button since then, by then.
Yeah, he had been in and pressed buttons yesterday, hadn't he? So we'll tell him of the error of his ways.
It's entirely possible he could have destroyed his PC by then, but you know.
Yeah. So, bless him.
And assuming that your PC's all right for Wednesday and Friday.
Yeah, I'll say it seems to have behaved itself tonight, doesn't it? So.
Have you got the other webcam unplugged though? Did you say?
Yeah, it's all unplugged to you.
There you go. That might have been any problem then. Might have fixed it.
Yeah, it's Logitech drivers, mate. You know, but it could be that the webcam itself is failing. Who knows? But
could be.
I'll try and uninstall and reinstall of all their software. If that don't work, I'll just do a clean install of Windows, because I normally do that once a year anyway. So
a clean install of Windows.
Absolutely, folks.
See what I did there.
Stefan says thanks for the show. See you next time. Our pleasure, Stefan. And thanks to all of you for coming in and spending your time with us, because without you, there wouldn't be this. So big thanks to each and every one of you.
We'd just all be sitting alone in a room talking to ourselves.
Exactly. So, you know, if it wasn't for you coming in and keeping us company, we wouldn't be doing the show. So, yeah.
And your support makes all this technology possible. So thank you to all of you.
Absolutely. So we're going to love and leave you, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.
Amoebas.
And if you're in Scotland, please take care. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best.